to Capital One Bowl Mania.
And welcome to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Here in the City of Trees, Boise, Idaho. Inside of Albertson Stadium, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Central Michigan, winners of 5 in a row, getting set to battle Wyoming out of the Mountain West. Well, great to have you with us as always. Alongside of Tom Ramsey, I am Roy Philpott. Alex Cordry joins us on the field in just a couple of minutes. And the big story, you heard the guys talk about it, the return of Josh Allen. He's back, he's healthy, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Well, without question, he's one of the best in the country. And I think his coach, Craig Bohl, said it best. What he's doing, Roy, he's stepping out and being unlike others in that fact that he's coming off an injury and he's electing to play in a bowl game, which I think is tremendous. His draft stock, I don't think can go down a whole lot. He's had a tough year, as Jesse Palmer mentioned a moment ago. He hasn't had the weapons on offense around him. Primarily, the running game hasn't been where it was a year ago. Accuracy concerns? Maybe. I don't think so as much, because I think the great throws override any accuracy issues, and we saw him make some great throws this year, one in overtime against Hawaii and another against Boise State, back corner of the end zone, on the run. That one is a bit legendary.
Now, Mel Kiper has him number 3 on his big board in terms of quarterbacks at this point. The numbers not as good as a year ago when he had Brian Hill, the all-time leading rusher in Wyoming history, and also Tanner Gentry, one of the top wide receivers in school history for the Cowboys as well. Well, we're excited about Josh Allen, the head coach of the Cowboys. Craig Bohl is as well. He caught up with our Alex Cordry moments ago.
Coach Bohl, your quarterback, Josh Allen, missed the last 2 regular season games with a right shoulder injury, but it was announced this week that he will play today. Coming off the injury, what are your expectations for him?
Well, you know, Josh is a very capable player, more than capable. He can extend plays. He's been the leader of our football team all year long, and we certainly missed him the last couple games. So we appreciate his attitude of it, being a team player. He's got a lot on the line. I think he's got a bright future to play in the NFL, and yet he's chosen to complete his season, and that speaks volumes about, one, his competitive nature, and then how much he cares about this football team. You know, as a learned football coach, there was just certain throws that I saw him have. He had confidence, and he really had a great velocity on the football, and so it was great to see. I said I wanted to have an opportunity to coach him one more time. He wanted to have an opportunity to finish off his career here at the University of Wyoming.
Coach, thanks so much.
You bet.
One more trip for Josh Allen. Should be a lot of fun. And don't sleep on Central Michigan as well. Tom, they've won their last 5 games. They have a lot of explosive weapons, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Jonathan Ward, the running back, is an awfully explosive player. And, you know, I tell you what, they can open up the game early on with him with a little zone inside, some zone outside, and I tell you what Wyoming's going to do. They're going to try and stack the box against Jonathan Ward, so it should be interesting. But if he gets past that first level of defenders, Roy, he can take it the distance.
More than 7 yards per touch his last 5 games. The stars are out tonight, however, including the GM of the Denver Broncos, John Elway. And he's here to see the star of the show for Wyoming, Josh Allen. What will he see? We're about to find out. Kickoff is up next.
With Vizio's lifelike XLED picture quality, you'll feel like you're in a galaxy far, far away. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi, now playing.
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
If you're anything like me, your to-do list is crazy, which is why the online finance application at CarMax.com is so convenient. Get some of that finance stuff done from wherever you are, like at the doctor, karate, or back at the doctor. Yay, kids!
Back inside Albertson Stadium, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Just about set, ready for kickoff. CMU's won its last 5. Cowboys come in at 7-5. Lost their last 2, but without the injured star quarterback Josh Allen, expectations are high for Craig Bohl and company here today. Well, snow in the area expected to hit perhaps as we reach the second half. But chilly temperatures, as you would expect, as winter is just underway here in the Treasure Valley. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry. Snow coming. Where else would you rather be here than Boise, Idaho?
Gotta love the flyover a few minutes ago. A little snow on the mountaintops. You've run those mountains, partner. I've seen you up on top of that.
I've been up there. It's always impressive. Wyoming won the coin toss and has elected to receive the explosive one, Tyler Hall, with 2 touchdowns to his credit this year. Back deep to receive. And the famous Idaho Potato Bowl is underway. Hall from his 8 with a running lane. And across the 45, outstanding field position for the brown and gold after a 38-yard return.
Well, we thought special teams might have a factor, and they might factor in early. Right there, that's a wonderful kick return by Wyoming. And Tyler Hall, who has taken a kickoff for the distance this year. And, you know, right there, just great blocking scheme by Wyoming and setting Josh Allen up close to midfield.
Our first look at number 17. No scholarship offers coming out of high school. Sent out emails across the country trying to latch on somewhere in the FBS ranks. The only school that really responded was Wyoming. First down handoff to Trey Woods, the converted linebacker, stacked up by Malik Fountain.
And there, it's going to be interesting. Greg Colby, the defensive coordinator for the Chippewas, Roy, electing to come out with straight man coverage, and he really puts 2 corners on an island. And I would expect if Wyoming gets a little more of that zero coverage or straight man, you're going to see Josh Allen throw it down the field.
Allen had an AC sprain. He suffered that against Air Force nearly a month ago. It's the last 2 starts. Wyoming was 0-2 in his absence. Trey Woods straight ahead. Fountain again with the hit. 3rd and long upcoming after a gain of a yard.
Well, how bad has Wyoming been rushing the ball this year? They're 118th in the country, about 108 yards a game. And the biggest reason, Brian Hill, their all-time career rusher, of course, opted to go pro after the end of last year, and they have missed his production.
Cowboys just 33% on 3rd down this year, one of the worst in the nation. And Allen and company need 9 yards right now. Backside pressure. Allen stands tall, flings it incomplete. And a dangerous pass after the pressure by Joe Osman, one of the top pass rushers in the MAC this year, and it's 3 and out for the Pokes.
Well, Osman is their leader, and he's really the king of pressure off the edge, and he comes hard and fast, and he's working against Velasquez, and Velasquez unable to stop him. And again, you know, when you haven't played in a couple weeks, as Josh Allen has, he's been idle for a little more than a month. It's tough.
Zaleski punts it away. Chapman will get out of the way for CMU. And a Cowboys bounce will stop it dead inside the 5. So a punt of 51 yards, and the Chippewas, Tom, will be backed up on their first possession of the afternoon.
Well, and while Wyoming didn't do much on offense there, what they did do, they had 2 good special teams plays.
Shane Morris, the quarterback for CMU, the transfer from Michigan. Been throwing a hot football the last 5 ball games, Tom. 14 touchdowns, just 2 picks. Is a streaky player, but has certainly brought some consistency the second half of the season and a couple of comeback wins for the Chippewas. One of the top backs in the MAC will flank him to the right. And that's Jonathan Ward on first down. Nowhere to run, corralled quickly. Robert Priester stepped to the line from his cornerback position.
Well, in this defense of Scotty Hazelton's, the corners will look in here, Roy. And what it ends up being, Robert Priester lines up off the edge. He's the corner, and he just comes in. He just recognizes run, and he becomes really kind of a free release guy on defense, and he's able to make the stop in the backfield. And boy, I tell you what, that's a tough way to start if you're the Chippewas.
He'll lose 3 on first down. There's Ward with a crease, and there's Ward near side. Jonathan Ward shoved out near the first down marker. We'll check the spot, but a quality pickup on 2nd and long.
Yeah, Ward with great explosiveness. I love his vision. When you watch him on film, you know, he runs really, really hard. And the fact of the matter is he's really fast.
Just a sophomore. If you talk to the folks around the CMU program, they believe he's got next level potential. And he's got a nice edge to him, Tom. I think that it's a quality weapon to have in the MAC the next couple of seasons. On first down, they'll give him 13 on the pickup. Morris flings it out of bounds, sensing pressure. He got rid of it in a hurry. Wingert.
Johanna Gaffon coming from his tackle position, putting a lot of pressure that time into the face of Shane Morris. And you know, Roy, it's just awfully tough to play with a big 300-pounder in your face. And you know, Central Michigan, what they don't do, they never huddle up.
They'll use tempo and at times slow it down, but they'll do it all without a huddle. These two programs have turned people over more than any other two teams in the country. Pitch and cat, there's Corey Willis, wearing number 21 today in honor of his fallen teammate Derek Nash. Flag on the field as Crawl brought him down. Conference USA officiating crew. Here's Steve Lamentia with a call.
Pass interference on the offense, number 83. Half the distance to the goal, still 2nd down.
Oh, they called it on the tight end, Tyler Conklin, who was lined up on the near sideline and ran a route, and I believe he had his hands all over the defender. Conklin, who was split wide out that time, he was wrapped up with Priester the whole time, and the ball was in the air, so the flag came out.
Bunched him in the back as well, so instead of the quality gain, they'll shove it back all the way inside the 10. Just underway here in Boise, home of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Ward wrapped up, lasso down, nowhere to run by Cash Malawia. Malawia had the big interception in overtime against Hawaii, which kind of turned the fortunes around of this Cowboys program this year. And now 3rd and long upcoming for the Chippewas for the first time. CMU just 31% on 3rd down this season. After a 3-and-out by the Pokes. Defense of the Cowboys trying to give it right back to Josh Allen. Here's Morris, open pocket. And the hard hit against Ward somehow stays alive, finally corralled by Logan Wilson. So Logan Wilson, the Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year last season, brings him down. And a quick possession for the Chippewas.
Boy, and Malawia was a linebacker that came up and stoned Ward. I mean, I thought he might even put him down. I thought I might have seen the knee touchdown. Malawia, boom, he hits him early. It appeared as though his knee might have been down, and then Wilson comes and finishes him off.
So after the 51-yard punt, Wyoming stands to have decent field position once again. Shelton on to punt this one away from his own 1. And a Cowboys bounce out of bounds in plus territory. So after a punt of 36 yards, Wyoming takes over for the 2nd time in a scoreless ball game 5 minutes in.
Did they say what time they'd get here?
Around 5. Oh, they're early.
Who's early?
Somebody get the door.
What? A grill?
Take everything you love about Christmas and wrap it in red. Right now at Ace, get free assembly and delivery on any grill $3.99 and up. Plus save $50 with a new lower price on all Weber Spirit grills.
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If your underwear feels like this, get buck naked. The most comfortable underwear there is. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
Once, chocolate was the best thing you could ever give her. And it still is. Levion Chocolate Diamond Jewelry. Only Levion makes jewelry with chocolate diamonds. At K, the store for the chocolate she'll love forever.
Rated E to M.
Now starting at $199.
PlayStation.
Wisconsin, Miami, the Capital One Orange Bowl. The Canes look to break out the turnover chain against the Badgers' punishing ground game. The Capital One Orange Bowl, December 30th at 8 on ESPN.
Hurry up, Frank. I'm baking in here.
I know, Spuddy. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl is just around the corner, and we're coming in hot. So here we go. It's mashing time.
Hot potato!
What makes the new DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza different than delivery?
Pan, 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 pan.
Pan, pan. You bake it fresh in its own pan, giving our new DiGiorno pizza a crispy, caramelized crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Gucci guilty.
Second possession of the afternoon for Wyoming. First pass for Josh Allen. Conway grabs it and brought down just short of the 40-yard line. A gain of 5. Sean Bunting in coverage. Everybody wants to see the arm strength to see if he's fully recovered from that AC sprain. Allen thought to be a top 10 pick in next April's NFL draft if he decides to officially come out. And most people, including both Tom and I and Alex, think that he will.
I would think so. And right there, the arm strength looks plenty good on that last throw.
Second down and 5. Kellen Overstreet checks in. 29 in Brown. And we're out quickly by Malik Fountain, who has 3 stops in the first 2 possessions.
Well, and here's what the Chippewa defense knows, Roy. They know that Allen is coming off a shoulder strain injury, and he's not going to be a force in the run game as he normally would be. And I think you can kind of stack the box a little bit, look for the Wyoming run, although now, 3rd down and 5, you have ample opportunity to spin the ball down the field, and I expect if it's not there, Josh Allen can use his legs to get the first down.
On 3rd down, Allen flings it, caught. That'll move the chains. Price has it. James Price ushered out by Sean Bunting. Missed the first 3 games this year with a collarbone break, now healthy, and the potential to be a big play target tonight.
Yeah, partner, you know what I like. I like when the ball comes out quick, and number 17 can get it out quick. He fires it to Price right along the short sideline, but he knew exactly how much he needed for the first down. No hesitation. Triggers out, ball's gone.
7 in the box for CMU. There's Conway in motion. Overstreet straight ahead. He'll move the chains yet again, short of the 20-yard line, a gain of 11.
Well, and Overstreet's coming off a career game. He had a 100-yarder, 139 yards against San Jose State. That was a loss, and that really, I think, showed how much they missed Josh Allen in that final game. And Overstreet, though, he's been gaining consistency the second half of the season, really came out against the Colorado State Rams earlier this year.
Showing I formation. Here's play action for Josh Allen. Steps up, zips it deep for the touchdown. Jared Scott, his 2nd touchdown grab of the season. And the Cowboys strike quickly on their 2nd possession.
Well, Roy, if there was ever any question about the arm strength, about the timing, about the toughness of Josh Allen, I think it's answered right in this play. He rips it, and I mean steps up, moves up into the pocket, and just rips a ball to Scott for for the score. And Scott, 2 catches so far this year, 2 touchdowns.
Talked to Josh Allen yesterday. We asked if he was nervous. He said no. This is one of the reasons why when you got this kind of arm strength.
Well, Jared Scott's a big body receiver. He runs a really nice route down the seam. Ball's on target. Touchdown Pokes.
At Idaho Potatoes, we're working to support needy charities and healthy lifestyles as an official sponsor of Rods Racing. Rods Racing helps orphans with Down syndrome through fundraising endurance athletes like founder Brady Murray and other competitive triathlete team members. Keep your family healthy with exercise and nutritious Idaho potatoes. For more information, visit idahopotato.com.
The most talked about movie of the year is now Golden Globe nominated, including Best Supporting Actor Christopher Plummer, now as J. Paul Getty.
Mr. Getty, how much would you pay to release your grandson?
Nothing.
Tell him I'm coming.
All the money in the world. Christmas Day. Rated R.
Weekend deals are back at Target. This weekend, get great deals on last-minute gifts. Save big with weekend deals every weekend. Only at Target.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The Season of Adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, brought to you by famous Idaho Potatoes. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal. And Land Rover, above and beyond.
Back in the Gem States. And a fast start for the Pokes out of the Mountain West Conference. Josh Allen connecting with Jared Scott moments ago from 23 yards out. Healthy right shoulder. And he appears to be locked and loaded after ripping in that scoring strike. From inside the 5, little shake and bake. Quickly brought down just past the 20. Well, you love this zip. It's not rocket science, it's football. If you can throw it hard, you got a chance.
Well, maybe what Coach Craig Bowl was talking about, he saw Josh Allen throw this ball in practice, and he knew his quarterback was ready, because this is that's just a rocket throw right there, Roy. That is just a frozen rope that came out of his hand. And imagine there's a few NFL general managers going, yeah, we like that throw.
Alex, it looked as if Josh Allen was pretty pleased with himself after that second possession.
Yeah, Roy, you can say that again. You mentioned how he looks locked and loaded. He came off the field hugging some of his coaches, high-fiving all of his teammates, really firing up this Wyoming bench and telling everyone, let's go.
Pass intended for Corey Willis is incomplete. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Let's go. That's been kind of the motto this entire bowl practice season for the Cowboys. Quick toss to Mark Chapman. He'll cross the 35, a gain of 10. Stopped by Carl Granderson. That'll move the chains.
You know what I love? What Alex talked about, Roy, was that Josh Allen is such a great teammate, right? He loves all his teammates. They love him. I mean, that is evidence.
Backside pressure. Morris lost control and a scrum. Cowboys have it. The second best team in the country turning people over, forces a turnover as Wyoming comes up with the game's second big play. Nela Lolahea was able to finally bring it into his mitts.
And I think Granderson might have been one of the players there to cause the pressure and possibly the strip sack The ball somehow comes out of Shane Morris's hands, and the pocket just collapses. Lolaheo came from the backside, then Granderson almost got it. Boy, and that gives the offense great field position. Josh Allen with the react on the sideline, knowing, hey, we're in red zone territory right now.
From the 25, here's I formation. Kellen Overstreet, a jump cut. And ahead to the 20, he'll gain 5 yards. Well, if the post can get anything going with the ground game, that's a huge bonus for Allen in the passing attack. And Tom, now on the edge of the red zone, Wyoming, one of the more productive teams in the country in the red zone. They've scored 29 out of 30 trips this year, ranking first in the Mountain West, third in the nation.
Not as many touchdowns as they'd like, and they tell you that first off right at the top of the meeting.
Overstreet again. He's had the hot hand in recent weeks. Powers his way down to the 11. That's a first down after a pickup of 9. Fourth tackle of the game by Malik Fountain.
Well, and Roy, one of the things Coach Craig Bowl told you and I and Alex yesterday was how important field position was, turnovers, and, you know, when you get the field position, it sets up scoring opportunities. And, yeah, they've been wonderful in the red zone this year. They just want to keep getting those 6 points on the board.
One wide receiver formation. Fox is crunched. Overstreet straight ahead on first down. And powers his way inside the 10.
I think it's kind of interesting what Brent Vegan, the offensive coordinator, told us too. During the course of this season, they were waiting for other playmakers to emerge. And, they knew Josh Allen was going to make plays. Overstreet starting to step up towards the end of the season, making some plays. Austin Ford, one of the tight ends, he stepped up, made plays. Tonight, we've seen the young player step up as well, Jared Scott.
Here's Allen looking towards the end zone. Now he's going to take off. Little shake and bake, a late flag on the field. Brought down inside the 5. We'll check the penalty. We're not expecting to see a lot of that today, but if the pocket breaks down, Tom, he's such a competitor, you know he's going to take off.
Yeah, and a hold will be called against Wyoming.
Holding, number 78 of the offense. 10 yards previous spot. Still second down.
Well, if you're CMU here, this is important to try to limit the Pokes to just a field goal attempt. You don't want to trail by 14 this early. Their offense explosive enough to come back, but a lot at stake for both of these teams, trying to gallop into the offseason with some positive vibes. John Bonamigo, year 3, what a job he's done. Former walk-on at CMU. Calls it his dream job. Play action again for Allen. And Allen with some real estate. Sandwich to the 10. We'll get some of that penalty yardage right back after a gain of 7.
We thought we'd see Josh Allen move around a little bit. He's such a competitor, Roy. When the pocket breaks down, the play disappears. That's what he's able to do. Extend the play, keep the eyes up the field. He thought he had more room to run out there. They closed on him pretty quick.
Cowboys need to reach inside the 1 to keep this possession alive and avoid the field goal attempt from Cooper Roth. Nico Evans checks in, 22 in brown and gold. Cowboys 1 of 2 on third down. Allen flush. Keeps the play alive. Zips it to the end zone for the touchdown. Austin Conway had it. And from 11 yards out, Allen converts again. Now the scouts love the mobility. They love his presence in the pocket to keep plays alive. And when you got that kind of arm strength at 6'5", 240, the rest a lot of times will take care of itself.
Yeah, and it was remarkable how he worked all the way across the formation and went through his progressions. He looked left. They tried to get a corner route. Austin came free, pressured him, and then it's just Allen being Allen and flushing to the right and throwing another dart for a touchdown.
We talked with Craig Bowl yesterday. There was a lot of comparisons about Carson Wentz, maybe Ben Roethlisberger. Josh Allen is his own man at 6'5", 240. Cannon for an arm and 2 touchdown passes already today.
season of adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
For all that you are. The Forevermark Tribute Collection. Forevermark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
Your Majesty.
Prime Minister.
The Los Angeles Times, Rolling Stone, and USA Today all hail Darkest Hour. This is the movie we need right now, and a Critics' Choice nominee for Best Picture of the Year.
We shall never surrender!
Darkest Hour.
Broken air conditioning, $4,400. Failing refrigerator, $2,500. Get the First American Home Warranty Plan. And when a covered appliance or system breaks, we'll repair it or replace it for you. Why let a major appliance or system breakdown bust your budget or go through the hassle of finding trustworthy service people?
If you don't have First American Warranty, get it.
It's absolutely worth it.
Call 1-800-590-9691 for a free no-obligation quote.
This is important news for women using birth control medications and devices. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with a pseudotumor after using one of these birth control drugs or devices, you may be eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Contact the law firm of Davis & Crump right now if you or a loved one have used one of these birth control medications or devices and were diagnosed with a pseudotumor to see if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
And we are back. Wyoming taking a 14-0 lead on Central Michigan, and Josh Allen, he ends up putting a move on the other number 17, Alex Briones, and watch it, just kind of dekes him and runs by him, extends the play, touchdown Conway, touchdown Pokes.
The ensuing kickoff to Rod Davis brings it back short of the 15, ball popped out again. And we'll see if CMU was able to jump back on top of it. These two teams lead the country in turnovers forced this season. CMU number 1, Wyoming number 2. Folks have already forced a turnover earlier today, and the Chippewas fortunate to make the recovery.
Yeah, whistle blew, ball on the ground. Roy, and Roy, that is an unbelievable stat. 31 takeaways for Central Michigan and 30 for Wyoming, and they lead the country. I mean, you talk about, you know, advantageous play by special teams and defense. These two teams are so good. See, ball carriers on the ground, ball comes out. First down, CMU.
Well, you think about the Chippewas. Head coach John Bonamingo was a former special teams assistant, the NFL for the better part of more than a decade. First down carry straight ahead. Quilly with his first touch of the afternoon.
Yeah, I love talking to Bonamigo. 16 years in the NFL, trained by some of the best. Frank Gantz, Jim Caldwell with the Lions, Tom Coughlin. We run on Coughlin time around here. I love it.
We try to, at least. I don't know if this week, with all the festivities happening in Boise, if we've been as on time as we would like, but it's been a great week for both of these teams. They've gone bowling for charity. They've gone tubing. And as you would expect in a bowl game like this, the longest running cold weather bowl game right now in college football. They know how to do it. Conklin, his first touch. And a gain of 9 on second down. Will move the sticks. Malawia with the stop. And to the more touches, Tyler Conklin, number 83, receives, the better.
Yeah, I think Conklin, for having come back from injury and getting hurt on the very first play of the first day of fall camp. I mean, the offensive coordinator, Chris Ostrowski, couldn't believe it. It's like, really? I'm counting on this guy? And he got hurt the first play.
Play action for Shane Morris, trying to load it up. Flings it down. There's Ward, and he's wide open. Jonathan Ward near side. Needs to make a move. Can he? Ushered out just short of the goal line, but a big play nonetheless. And exactly what the doctor ordered for CMU.
Well, Shane Morris was patient, Roy, and they snuck Ward out on the wheel route. They use his speed down the sideline. They fool the defense completely. So it's just, he ends up faking sweep, and then he ends up just wheeling up the sideline. They lose track of number 5, and boy, he makes good with the ball once it's in his hands.
So after a gain of 72 yards, longest of the afternoon, send this to the replay booth, and Randy Smith get a chance to look this one over. And you know by now, this late in the year, indisputable video evidence is what they're looking for. Was Ward able to stay in bounds? Upon the initial glance, it looked as if he was not, as Epps shoved him out just short of the goal line, and he hit the pylon, but I think at that point he'd already stepped out of bounds. One more look.
He didn't.
He did not.
He did. They're gonna give him a touchdown because he never stepped out of bounds, and he touched the pylon with the ball. He broke the plane of the goal line. I mean, this is a spectacular play by Jonathan Ward. This right foot of his never hits the ground. He's in the air from that other angle we had. He was clearly in the air, and he put the ball from his left hand, Roy, to his right hand, and then caught the pylon. I mean, that's a big league play right there.
It's dangerous because if you lose control, it could result in a touchback for the opposition. Yeah. However, he was able to maintain control, and that should be 6 points on the board for CMU. And we've seen a little bit of everything this year. I don't know that we've seen a touchdown quite like that. We'll see if Randy Smith and this veteran officiating crew concur with our assessment.
Well, you know what you get? I love what Chris Ostrowski, the offensive coordinator, does, right? They never huddle. They get 80 to 90 plays. They take a lot of shots. And right there is just it's a bold play call to run a wheel route up the sideline, but it sure worked out for the Chippewas.
The player did not step out of bounds. His continuing action put him in the end zone. Therefore, it's a touchdown.
So the Chippewas strike, and a chance to slice that advantage in half after the 74-yard pitch and catch on the wheel route. And that's a nice response after 2 early touchdown tosses from Josh Allen.
Yeah, and it's against a Wyoming defense that only allows less than 18 points a game, 13th in the country. They don't get fooled often.
Michael Armstrong, the graduate transfer from SMU, with the extra point try. And on the way and good. 21 points on the board between these two teams. Nearly 12 minutes into our first quarter. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl. We thought this one would be competitive, and thus far it has been. Well, 'tis the season for bowl games. We've got 3 more coming your way on Saturday, right here on ESPN. First at noon Eastern, Texas Tech and USF in the Birmingham Bowl. Then headed your way at 3:30, the San Diego State Aztecs square off against the Black Knights of Army in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. And then at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, App State and the Fighting Coach Satterfields will battle Toledo, the MAC champs, at 11 and 2. All 3 games are available on the ESPN app. 'Tis the season, fun matchups, and a chance after 15 practice sessions to springboard into next year. That's what it's all about. Not to mention the good times on the road for all of these teams, which to a man, to a player, Tom, to a coach, we hear it so often over the years. That bowl game was one of the best weeks of my entire life. It really means a lot, especially to 2 programs like Wyoming and CMU.
Well said. And talking to Craig Bowl yesterday, who is on the NCAA competition committee, and they talk about the bowls, and they talk about the importance of bowls, and for the student athlete and for the communities in which are the game hosts. And Roy, it couldn't be healthier and it couldn't be better for college athletics.
Hall from his 12, ahead to the 35. Third possession of the afternoon coming up for the Pokes after a 23-yard return. John Bonamingo, year number 3. Craig Bowl, year number 4, the Mountain West Conference Coach of the Year a season ago as Wyoming played the Mountain West Conference Championship game. 2 hard-nosed, fundamentally sound guys that have brought a lot to these respective institutions. And CMU's won their last 5 games. They have been red hot, and Craig Bowl is building Wyoming in the right way for the long term. It's not just a flash in the pan type of season with their success the last 2 years.
Well, the key word there was fundamentals. They are both fundamentally sound, really good staffs on respective sides of the ball, and they get after it, they get it done.
Josh Allen on first down. Handed off to Trey Woods. Gain of 2 yards. Josh Cox the initial contact.
Well, Josh Cox, a leading tackler for this Chippewa defense. He also leads the team in interceptions, but Josh Cox, you know what they like to do is play their safeties close to the ball, so they really factor in the run game. And you know, if you got safeties flying up into the ball, you got 8- and 9-man fronts.
Chippewa's had a chance to win their division in the MAC late in the season. Toledo had other ideas after a 20-point win against CMU. Second down carry by Trey Woods will make it 3rd and 3.
And Roy, I just think 3rd and 3s are the most crucial down in football.
Really?
So far, Wyoming, 2 of 3 on 3rd down, but these are the ones that you kind of win or lose the game on 3rd and 3s, because 3rd and 3, yeah, you should get it. It's a run or a pass, right? I mean, they're lined up in a passing formation. I think they're going to run draw, but you got to convert them, control the clock.
On 3rd down, Allen fires it. Caught a one-handed grab right before he danced out of bounds by Austin Conway. His second catch, gain of 13. That'll keep the drive alive.
Well, there's a player that has been trying to emerge all year. Austin Conway has battled injuries. Took a couple days off here during bowl practice, but boy, he stabs it one-handed. That's a pretty catch right there. But again, ball's out fast. Completion of 13 yards and a Pokes first down.
Conway, a former basketball player at Wyoming, was a point guard. He redshirted his season for the Pokes. Allen has completed 5 in a row, looking for number 6, loads it up deep towards the end zone, passes, caught for the touchdown. C.J. Johnson has it. And the Cowboys strike again, and Josh Allen is 100% healthy today.
Well, this is, I think I might have coined a phrase today, Allen being Allen. This guy, we've had the fortunate task to do a couple Wyoming games this year, and he's gotten better each time out we've seen Josh Allen play. That again is a ball that he lays it down the track of a receiver flying full speed, heading into the end zone. And I mean, the ball couldn't be thrown any better.
6 completions in 7 attempts, 3 touchdown tosses already for number 17 in brown and gold. Cooper Roth's extra point is good. One more look at that last touchdown from 45 yards out. It's a thing of beauty as he just laid it right there in the midst of Johnson for his 7th touchdown reception of the year.
Well, and Roy, you see C.J. Johnson, he's up top of the screen, running down the track, and you see him readjust one time, and he's able to get his eyes on the ball, but the ball is thrown so far out in front of C.J. Johnson. He's the only person that's going to get to the ball, and he's running flat out full speed. But for Josh Allen to throw that ball on track, that's impressive. And credit C.J. Johnson for never giving up on the ball. He knows his quarterback's going to get the ball out, get it into a position where he can make the catch and go after it. And the Pokes again with a great score from Allen to Johnson. And yeah, you mentioned his numbers, 6 of 704, 3 touchdowns. I'd say he's on fire.
You think about the quarterbacks that should be available in next April's NFL draft in the first round. Mel Kiper, Todd McShay will tell you at least 3, maybe 4 or 5 could be selected in the first round this year. Allen physically stacks up very well with any of the other potential candidates, including Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Baker Mayfield, and others. And a lot of people would tell you, Tom, you've been banging the drum all year long. Physically, Allen may be better than all of them.
Back on the return, number 19.
Davis brings
half the distance.
Head to the 20
first
for the
down.
penalty. We'll bring him back. So let's see if the Chippewas have another response.
And the 3 quarterbacks you mentioned, Roy, I think Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Sam Darnold are 3 of the first 5 draft picks in the NFL. Now, Allen came into this game rated a little lower, in the top 10. I still believe Josh Allen will be the #1 pick in the NFL draft come spring.
The #1 pick, not just the first quarterback taken.
#1 overall.
Bold statement, certainly showing the part here this afternoon with Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry on the field. First down carry straight ahead for a short gain of just 3.
And I'll give you my reasoning on that. He's playing in a system that Craig Bohl had at North Dakota State, and they had Carson Wentz. So you see, look at my comparison. You know, Josh Allen, Darnold, Rosen, they each do wonderful things well. Allen's numbers, of course, offset this year. Not as many weapons, but if you combine their 2-year numbers together and look at it over a body of work, you see spectacular plays by all 3 quarterbacks, and they've led their teams to a lot of wins.
Missile fired by Morris. Ball comes out late after the catch. Cowboys think they have it. Let's check the spot, and they do. Marcus Epps got in there, Tom, in the second turnover forced by this Cowboys defense, and another big play favor the brown and gold. Conklin lost control of it. He took quite a hit there.
Yeah, Conklin, he drew a crowd immediately, and they're getting their hands on the ball, stripping it. Boy, Priester came in from the backside. Number 2, the corner, who's having himself a nice game, and he really just whacked at the ball. The ball came out. Watch Priester come from the backside of Conklin and just rake the ball, and it comes out. Epps right on top of it.
Overstreet, the lone running back. Inside give. And a far side run by Drew Van Manen. Nice pickup and a nice play call by Brent Vigen.
Yeah, and I love the story of Drew Van Manen. Walk on, coming up from Denver, ends up earning a scholarship, becoming a captain. He really represents Wyoming football. That man right there, Josh Allen, representing the Pokes too today. 21-7.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
What everyone wants is half off the price of games.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Get up to 50% off Overwatch, Destiny 2, and Call of Duty World War II during the Game Day sale at GameStop.
The Season of Adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
This is Google Home Mini. It helps you control stuff that streams on your TV, but with your voice. Because remotes are always disappearing or dying or... Instead, when you want to watch that show everyone's talking about, you can say, "Hey Google, play Master of None." Pretty cool, right? It can turn it up, turn it down, turn it off, even pause. And when you catch your husband watching Game of Thrones without you, "Hey Google, start over." It can do that too. Google Home and Google Home Mini, now starting at $29.
There's no one I'd rather hit the road with.
No one I'd rather have dinner and a movie with.
No one I'd rather lean on.
Being in love is an amazing thing. Being in love with your best friend is everything. Ever Us. One diamond for your best friend, One for your true love. For the one woman in your life who's both. Ever Us. Available at Kay, Jared, and Zales.
A lot of teams in the NFL need some quarterbacks. Josh Allen perhaps could change the fortunes of several franchises, and we've seen it all on display thus far with 3 touchdown tosses.
Why are the Browns always on the list of needing a quarterback? Why is that? We talk about that time and time again, but Josh Allen, just his ability, Roy, to extend the plays, step up in the pocket, and throw balls that are very catchable and in tight windows too. It's not easy to throw a 50-yard pass right on track, and he just did that.
Cowboys have been running the football effectively thus far as well. First play of the second quarter goes to Overstreet. Make it 3rd down and 2 as he's brought down by Oliver. That was one of the things we wondered about coming in. The 2 teams on paper looked similar. We felt as if CMU perhaps had better offensive skill players outside of quarterback, but the line of scrimmage, which team would be able to impose its will on the other? As far, it has been Wyoming out of the Mountain West as Fort goes in motion. Overstreet needs 2. Stacked up at the 10. He'll be just short. Oliver with the initial contact.
Yeah, Oliver really brought the hammer that time on the running back. And, you know, he just read the play. They're running power lead with a guard and a fullback and a tight end, and they're all up in the B gap trying to run the ball, and boy, Oliver just came and stuffed it.
So here's Cooper Roth, the sophomore out of Longmont, Colorado, 12 for 15 this season. 27-yard effort on the way. And right between the pipes, so Wyoming extends its lead to 24-7, just underway. Start of our second quarter. Cowboys in control.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer. A while back, we sent out a truck and crew to tell folks about our 75th anniversary, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of them since. Here's the description. It's about 70 feet long, bright red, and has our name, Idaho Potatoes, painted all over it. Oh, it's hauling an Idaho potato, a pretty big one. If you see him, we hope you let him know. It's time to come home.
The most talked about movie of the year is now Golden Globe nominated, including Best Supporting Actor Christopher Plummer, now as J. Paul Getty.
Mr. Getty, how much would you pay to release your grandson?
Nothing.
Tell him I'm coming.
All the money in the world. Christmas Day. Rated R.
At CarMax, we'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. Because maybe you don't want to drive a car anymore. Maybe you want to drive a Camel. I get it. Camels are great. We'll still buy your car. All right, come on, Tina, let's go. Okay, here we go. Where are you going?
Are you a Christian author with a book ready to share with the world but need a publisher? You're not alone. Christian Faith Publishing cuts through the confusion. We'll handle all of the complicated issues like copyright, barcodes, digital conversions, and more. We'll place your book for sale at all major mainstream booksellers like Amazon, Apple, Google, and Barnes & Noble, offering it to millions. We do it all.
Call for your free author's submission kit at 1-800-734-8358.
That did not happen.
All over the floor.
Gary, I'm gonna need you to get offline. You're using all the bandwidth.
Dude, no, she is into me.
I'm trying to upload a virus that's gonna take down the global banking system.
Well, I didn't tell you to get this useless internet.
The phone company said it would be faster. It never happened. Just get off and get out of my house while you're at it. You've been here for 6 weeks.
Ouch. So, Cheryl.
I gotta go.
See you in my dreams. House meeting! House meeting!
Slow internet is evil.
Pronto!
Spectrum is crazy fast. Phone company internet bad, Spectrum good.
My left throat just went viral. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
College football playoffs going to be here before you know it. Kendrick Lamar at halftime of the championship game down in the ATL. And what a sight it will be. Here in Boise, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, 24-7. Cowboys off and running. Fast start by Josh Allen. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry here in the City of Trees. It's been a fantastic week for both of these teams. And Tell you what, a gut check time right now for CMU. Chippewas need to find the end zone again after all this pressure being put on by the Pokes offense. Gerard Davis will let it bounce through the end zone. Well, the Chippewas this year, they come into this game having won their last 5 contests. Red hot in the MAC, a couple of comeback wins, dominant defensively. And that 8-4 mark, very impressive. 5-game streak, longest since 2009. John Bonamingo has done a tremendous job building his brand. And the Chippewas aren't going anywhere as well. Much in the same vein as Craig Bowl in Laramie with the Cowboys.
Well, they've done a nice job. Shane Morris, think about this. Grad transfer coming over from Michigan. And Shane Morris had to play under 2 different head coaches and several different offensive coordinators. Of course, Brady Hoke and Jim Harbaugh was his coaches.
Inside give. Head to the 31. That's a gain of 6. Gaffon with a stop. The quality pickup for Romello Ross on first down.
And just going back to Morris for a moment, you kind of wish he had more time in the system, right? It's kind of a one-time guy, but still, he's done some really good things in their program. He's emerged as a leader on the team, and really leadership is at the core of what Bonamingo wants to get done.
He was a former 5-star quarterback. Conklin on the back shoulder toss is incomplete. Tyler Hall in coverage and did an outstanding job. But Morris was an elite quarterback in high school, signed with Michigan, really didn't play a bunch. First under Brady Hoke, then Jim Harbaugh. Last 3 years, hasn't really seen the field before this season. And Tom, to your point, 26 touchdown strikes, led the MAC. So he's had some good, some bad with the interceptions, but now it's on his shoulders to bring the Chippewas back here in the Gem State.
Well, he's a smart, heady player. He knows where to go with the ball. And, if they protect him and give him time, he can do some damage against the defense.
Waiting for Conklin to pop open. He does. Pass was bobbled. He'll be about a yard short of the first down with Priester in coverage.
They're going to call, I believe, they're going to call. Okay, now it's 4th down. I thought I saw the referee signal for a first down. They're going to have to punt it away, Roy. And that's the mistake on the receiver, Conklin, that time.
Chippewas 47% on 4th down this year, and they're going to go for it from their own 34. Ross in the backfield gets the deep handoff, and Ross keep the drive alive, head across the 35. That is a risky play call this early in the game.
Really risky. And I was still focused on Conklin coming up short, not getting to the necessary yardage marker, but that's good hard running by Ross. He lowers his shoulder. They get a nice block by Conklin.
You were stunned by that sequence right there, weren't you?
I was stunned. Well, I saw him coming off, and then I thought I saw half of Wyoming's punt return team coming on the field, and they retreated quickly.
Bonamingo rolls the dice on the speed sweep on the flip. There's Mark Chapman. And nothing going on after the 1-yard pickup.
Well, that speed sweep, that's one of your more favorite plays.
Well, it's the jet sweep action, but technically it's a pass, and our ongoing season debate continues.
And they run that nice little shuttle pass,
yes.
And it gets into, and it's just right. That was a little bit of a flip pass, I will say that. And it counts as a pass because the ball is going forward from the quarterback to the ball carrier or the receiver, I should say, that's speeding by.
The speed sweep. Here's Ross. Play action. Morris will keep it. And on the pump fake, tripped up crossing the 40. Make it 3rd down at about 5. Malululu brought him down after the 4-yard gain.
Well, and Roy, that time they were looking for Jonathan Ward again on the far side on a wheel route. We have a player down for Wyoming.
Adam Pillapil, the injured Cowboy. 2 pokes on the turf. Pillapil's 45 in brown and gold. And Gaffon gets up. Appears to be okay. Well, timeout on the field as we step aside here in Boise.
You can now reserve a car online, and CarMax will hold it for you up to 7 days for free. You come in when it's convenient. I know this because I'm from 7 days in the future. Now, don't be frightened. 7 days in the future is a glorious place. After all, you had 2 good hair days in a row. Perfect. Right out of bed. And this car you reserved at CarMax.com is still being held for you for free. Pretty sweet. Or, as we like to say, from 7 days in the future, we still say pretty sweet. It's basically the same.
This Christmas, one movie has it all.
You better be ready.
Oh!
I like it. It's good. I'll just cut right to the chase. It's pretty awesome.
Father Figures, rated R.
Rated E to M.
Now starting at $199.
PlayStation. Weekend deals are back at Target. This weekend, get great deals on last-minute gifts. Save big with weekend deals every weekend. Only at Target.
There's a powerful connection between the dollar and Taco Bell. Because it unlocks a world of 20 decadent menu items from breakfast to late night for just $1 each. 20 items for $1. 20 steps on the pyramid. Who's really behind this? Is it the Illuminati or the Bell-Illuminati? Experience the power of the dollar at Taco Bell.
Now we take a look at the Bowl Challenge Cup, brought to you by Progressive. Keeping track of all the conferences and how they stack up thus far. And just starting to get into some of the Power 5 programs for the Sun Belt. Off to a 2-1 start. CUSA sitting there at 4-4. Adam Pillapil helped off moments ago. Appears to be okay. An important third down coming up for the Chippewas. Trailing 24-7. Morris loads it up. The pass is incomplete. Heavy pressure as the pocket collapsed. Ball was tipped at the line, and now 0 for 3 on third down for the Chippewas.
Well, Scotty Hazelton, the defensive coordinator at that time, bringing a ton of pressure up inside on the A-gaps and off the edge as well. And Shane Morris just unable to do anything with the ball.
Conway back deep to receive this Jack Sheldon punt. 43 yards per attempt. A 33-yarder his first effort. As he spins it to number 25 in brown and gold, and Austin Conway. Quickly corralled, crossing the 25. 7-yard return after the 39-yard boot. The Cowboys this year, 7-5 coming into this game, and Pokes have been led by their defense, forcing 30 turnovers, 2 more today. And of course, the big injury to Josh Allen kind of dampened things in the spirits of the program. Late in the year, he missed the last 2.5 games. But Allen now healthy and has meant a lot to the Cowboys so far today.
Well, consider where they were. When Josh Allen got hurt, Roy, they were 7-3. They won at the Air Force Academy, which got them to that mark, and they were rolling. And then once Josh Allen got hurt, boy, they became a different team. Very conservative on offense, and Nick Smith just unable to get them untracked. And again, without a run game, it was awfully hard to move the ball.
Trey Woods, the converted linebacker, across the 30. A 5-yard gain on first down. And for the Chippewas, this defense, which has led the country in turnovers forced, Tom, they need one in the worst way now with just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Secondary's been very strong this year. Amari Coleman, number 7 for the Chips, has got all kinds of NFL potential, but we've yet to call his name tonight.
Well, and they know their back's up against the wall. The defense knows they have to make a play here.
Allen out of the shotgun. After faking the handoff, Johnson grabs it just before diving out of bounds. Darwin Kelly in coverage. Be about a half yard short of the first down.
Well, and I loved what Greg Colby, the defensive coordinator for the Chippewas, told us yesterday. He just said, I trust our defense. Our defensive secondary is the strength of our defense. I have implicit trust with our defensive backs. And I thought, wow, man, when a coach has that kind of trust, that's fantastic.
Allen straight ahead, and a punishing run yields a first down. Allen's completed his last 7 passing attempts. And so far, the decision to play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl is going very well for number 17. Folks now 4 of 6 on third down. Good field position once again already. Stake to this 17-point advantage.
Well, and bowl games are important, Roy. When you consider, and I love the fact he played. I think in terms of character, the kind of guy you want on your team, number 17, put a big circle around him.
Allen again looking to toss it deep, loads it up, fires a pass. It's incomplete. Looking for James Price, Sean Bunning had him blanketed. Don't forget the ESPN app is a fan's best friend this bowl season. You can stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live at home or, of course, on the go. Plus access to scores, news, and highlights for all the bowl games. Download the ESPN app. Start streaming today. We'll be doing that on our flight home tomorrow, which is always a lot of fun to see which teams show up and which teams perhaps are just feeling good about what they've already accomplished. And thus far, Wyoming has showed up in a very large way. Overstreet upended on second down. Leak Fountain, the hard collision.
Well, we know one thing. There's no beach in Boise.
We do know that, yes.
We have found that out. We did look around a little bit. But they expect the snow fly by the end of today's game, too. It's kind of interesting. I think it's snowing probably about a mile away from us right now up on the mountain.
Alex has more on Josh Allen. Alex, on third down, what do you have?
Well, Tom just talked about Josh Allen's character, but for his teammates, the fact that Allen played in this game meant a lot to them, too. One of them said, knowing that I get to battle with him one more time. Drew Van Manen said to be in the huddle with him, it's just really exciting. Not to mention, he says he can talk about Allen for hours. He says that Allen just cares about every single person on the team. He's outgoing, and there's never a dull moment for him.
10-yard penalty, still third down.
Gavin Rush,
penalty is declined.
The guilty party on third down. And he calls his teammates his brothers. That's the one thing I really loved reading this week, that when he talks about Drew Van Manen or Trey Woods or Kellen Overstreet or Austin Conway, he refers to them as brothers. And it means a little bit more for Allen because he didn't get any scholarships coming out of high school. And Wyoming took a chance. Tell you what, it's paid off for both parties. Second punt of the afternoon as Tim Zaleski checks back in. A big stop for the Chippewas, trying to scratch and claw their way back in it. At the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Inside the 20. And nowhere to run. Flag on the field at the 14. We'll check the penalty when we return. Waiting on the penalty call before we send you back to break.
Number 6 is the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So they'll back him up even further. Poor field position for CMU. Chippewas take it over.
The college football playoff semifinals. New Year's Day on ESPN.
So the decision to... Downsizing is about hitting the reset button. We live like kings.
I need a yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to Leisureland.
Get out and open your eyes. The small world is filled with things to see.
Why did I downsize? So that I could be here, right now. Pretty nifty, huh?
Downsizing. Rated R.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
For all that you are. The Forever Mark Tribute Collection. Forever Mark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this? Can you add a vacuum to that order?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
Rated mature.
Save $20 on Call of Duty World War II at GameStop.
If you're anything like me, your to-do list is crazy, which is why the online finance application at CarMax.com is so convenient. Get some of that finance stuff done from wherever you are, like at the doctor, karate, or back at the doctor.
Are you having problems with the IRS? Our trained professionals here at Wallen Associates have over 30 years experience helping individuals and businesses solve their tax problems.
The IRS was garnishing my paycheck, but Wallen Associates had my levy released within 48 hours. Wallen Associates got the IRS off my back, and I never had to talk to them again.
We'll meet with you in person, face-to-face, at a local office near you.
Please call 800-515-1238. That is 800-515-1238.
This time of year is all about family.
And we'd like you to be a part of ours.
So our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
You pay what we pay.
And not a cent more.
We're so happy to share this with you.
It's our way of saying happy holidays.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and get a total value of over $9,000. Plus trade up to get an additional $2,000 cash allowance.
See your 5-star Chevy dealer.
Hey.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, brought to you by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back, where the Cowboys lead CMU 24-7. Josh Allen just coming out of the trainer's tent. They were checking out his right foot and right knee. He took off his cleat, but good news is he put shoes back on, came right out of the tent, and trainers gave him a thumbs up. Roy, Tom?
Good stuff, Alex. A lot of people holding their breath there during that commercial break. CMU fans hoping their offense can catch fire on first down. A dangerous toss, nearly picked off. Trying to spot Conklin. The flag will be thrown near the 22. We'll check the penalty. There was contact. Now, really the only sign of life for this offense, the wheel route to Ward.
On the defense, number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That resulted in a 74-yard touchdown pass. Tyler Hall interfered with that last pass. Tom, what do you do if you're CMU?
I think you keep throwing the ball and target Tyler Conklin. I had my binoculars on Conklin just a moment ago, Roy, and Tyler Hall, I thought, had great coverage. He had great leverage on Conklin that time, but Conklin's a big-bodied guy. You got to keep going his way.
Willis in motion after the first down. Jonathan Ward stacked up, driven backwards by a trio of Cowboys. Carl Granderson got there, along with Garrett Crawl.
Well, and here's what I know right now. Running against the Wyoming defense is tough sledding because they're stacking 8 guys in the box. They're committed to making Shane Morris throw the ball today. And that, you know, what do? You find your underneath guys. You run some crossing routes. Conklin up towards the top of the screen in the slot. I think he becomes the X factor for the CMU offense.
Halfway through our second quarter, Chippewas with just 13 yards on the ground thus far. Here's Morris back to pass as the pocket collapses. Spot Ward for a nice pickup. So third down and manageable upcoming as Hall ushered him out.
Well, and the other guy I like that has 2 catches so far is Mark Chapman, number 3. He reminds me a little bit of an old Kent State player by the name of Julian Edelman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mark Chapman is an elusive guy, great athlete, game-breaking kind of player.
You're 2 for 2 on bold predictions so far today, my friend. Chapman may have a chance to play at the next level. The senior from Michigan, 72 players, making 71 the CMU roster from the great state of Michigan. Morris with a pocket. Pass is picked off by Andrew Wingert. Andrew Wingert, his 5th interception of the season. After Morris airmailed it, Wingert has scored it out of bounds inside the 30. 3 turnovers now for CMU. And the Cowboys flexing their muscle here in Boise.
Well, they talked to us, the Chippewas did, about identifying the Wyoming defense and finding out where number 28 is. Well, right here, Shane Morris, this is just one that he pulled the string. It got away from him, and he's been guilty of making one bad throw a game. And right there, that was the bad one. You don't want to turn it over that easily to Andrew Wingert, and Wingert is a top player for that tough Wyoming defense.
Allen back on the field, 3rd time today. Pokes have started inside the 30. On the reverse to C.J. Johnson, already has scored a touchdown. And Johnson shoved out at the 12. And how about Josh Allen springing Johnson loose with a block? This kid will do it all, even perhaps with an injured shoulder in the AC sprain. It's a gain of 16.
Yeah, somehow when Brent Vegan said, oh yeah, we're not gonna put him in dangerous situations. No, but you're asking him to go be a lead blocker on a reverse. I love it. Allen kind of lets the defensive end lull to sleep, and then he's out on the corner throwing a cut block, and Johnson, while he didn't get him down, he made him miss, and C.J. Johnson ran right by him with a nice gain.
Play calling continues to be creative for the Cowboys. Allen looking towards the end zone and brought down short. Joe Osman leads the team in sacks this year. That's his 13th of the season.
Osman just keeps coming. He's relentless, and he really is kind of the lifeblood of that defense, where they're looking to him to make plays. He just stepped up and made one. And Roy, I said a moment ago, you know, their backs against the wall a little bit. They have to get another stop here and keep Wyoming off the board.
Loss of 3, first sack of the game for CMU. Chippewas need a stop right here and right now, trailing by 17. Allen off the pump fake. And that one out of bounds. He was looking for his fullback out in the flats, nothing doing. Good coverage.
Yeah, I thought they tried to run a little bit of a slow screen there. It never quite developed. It went into the short sideline. And it just looked like the 405 freeway in L.A. on a Friday. It was just a traffic jam that you can't get out of, and Allen did the right thing. He threw it away.
You don't see a lot of that here in Boise. 4 of 7 on 3rd down are the Pokes. They need 13 here. It's our 3rd trip here, the City of Trees this year, and it gets better each and every time. What a wonderful bowl, a wonderful location. Allen surveying, Allen pressured, escapes. Allen stays alive finally. Driven out of the 10. No flag after the 5-yard pickup. That was Darwin Kelly. Finally ended with madness that time. Field goal unit trotting on the field.
You know what the scouts love about this guy? It's his strength, and you know, not only arm strength, but his leg strength, because he stands in the pocket. He's shedding 250-pound guys, Roy. He's you know, kind of tossing guys that if you and I saw these guys on the street, you'd say, oh man, I don't want to be near that guy, and he tries to make something happen. I love when he extends the play.
Cooper Roth from 28. 13 for 16 this year, and he stays perfect today. Now 2 for 2. And the Pokes lead extended to 20. Under 5 to play in the first half here in Idaho.
Mom?
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer.
In the freezer?
Want to try new grown in Idaho super crispy frozen fries?
Sure. Hey, these really are super crispy.
Cut from 100% real Idaho potatoes. They bake up crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Grown in Idaho super crispy fries. Mmm, super crispy. Care for another?
Sure, thanks.
Hey!
Rated E to M.
Now
starting at $199.
Today's theme song.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when I was too busy with the kids to get a repair estimate.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, with Liberty Mutual, all I needed to do to get an estimate was snap a photo of the damage and voila.
Voila.
I wish my insurance company had that. Wait, hold it, boys. It's supposed to be 3 of you. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? Hey, where's Charlie? Charlie?
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Merry Christmas.
Why are there so many miles on it?
What?
For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer during the Unwrap a Jaguar sales event.
20-point lead for the Mountain West over the MAC. Cowboys out in front of the Chippewas. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry. Make sure you kick off your NFL Sunday with a countdown crew. Starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, previews, right up to kickoff. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. And there he is, John Elway, the former Bronco great, world champion, and now general manager of the Broncos. Here to check out some of the NFL talent, including one Josh Allen, who has not disappointed thus far.
Yeah, class of '83, old John Elway, alongside Matt Russell, the great CU linebacker, one of the top personnel men, along with Elway.
Davis stays alive, across the 35, excuse me, my friend. I know you and John had a lot of battles back in the day. Well, we send you back to the studio for the first time. Adnan Burke. Adnan, what do you got?
All right, Roy, thank you. No battles here. Coming up in the Mercedes-Benz halftime report, we'll talk with Ohio cruising down in the Bahamas. Also, the Birmingham Bowl featuring two excellent, prolific quarterbacks in Nick Szymanek and Quentin Flowers. Plus, Jesse Palmer and Joy Galloway will break down what they've seen so far from Josh Allen. Roy, back to you.
All right, Adnan, the A-team back in Bristol today. We appreciate that. I thought Galloway and Palmer were all over it leading into our broadcast, talking about just how Allen looks on film when healthy. The numbers certainly don't support a first-round draft pick, but the size, the arm strength, and what he's done in his career certainly do. Best start of the day in terms of field position for the Chippewas. That's what John Elway's got to figure out. You like your player? Like him enough to try to trade up to get him, even though what we assume is going to be his final season of production is not what you like. A lot of reasons for that. Here's Morris, pressure, down he goes. Gaffon got there, brought him down back at the 30. His nickname is Yo-Yo, and that time he treated Morris as such.
Yeah, Gaffon has been a force in the middle for the Wyoming defense, and you know, he just, again, the tough guy, they do the tough work, right? He ends up really almost getting untouched there. He ran kind of an outside loop, and they just forgot about him, and he made the hit on Morris in the backfield.
3rd down and 16, approaching 3.5 to play. An important one right here. Ward on the dump off, nowhere to run, a trio of defenders. Bring them down, led by Logan Wilson. Second team, all Mountain West, blew him up.
Wow, Wilson can run. And you know I like players that can run. There's a flag on the field. It kind of was right in the vicinity of where the quarterback was standing.
Going low on the quarterback, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And talk about a costly mistake. Chippewas were 0 for 5 on 3rd down. They'll get the 1st down after the penalty, which should have been a 3-and-out, Tom.
Well, it was great pursuit to the football to get Ward on the ground, but Kevin Prosser was the player that came off the edge, number 42, I thought he was getting blocked into the quarterback, but the referee saw it differently, dropped the flag. And you know what, Roy, I like about that? Player safety is at the forefront right there. The flag comes out. Chippewas with a first down.
See if they can take advantage. Ball spotted up at the 46. Morris pump fakes, looking for Conklin, and blanketed by Priester. Flag on the field.
A late flag, too.
And this one's going to go against the Chippewas. Legal man downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, every team that runs a spread offense and up-tempo offense and, you know, where you have this RPO, the run-pass option, there's linemen downfield all the time. I'm surprised it doesn't get called more, but that time easily identified by the side judge. Flag came out.
Chippewas have won 5 in a row, being tested here in Boise, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl thus far. Man-to-man coverage for the Cowboys as Morris is flushed. Dangerous toss, and it's going to be picked off again by Logan Wilson. Ball was tipped as he released it. Gaffon got there and got a mitt on it. Another turnover for CMU.
Boy, Logan Wilson has just been spectacular from that middle linebacker position for the Pokes. And, you know, he's usually a run stuffer, Roy, but right here he becomes a pass catcher, making an INT. He gets good drop in the middle there, and Gaffon was the one that had his hands up, batted the ball, and then it just becomes really a free ball. Tip balls are just dangerous and not a quarterback's, it's really a quarterback's worst friend, but see Gaffon right there playing great football for Wyoming.
First team All Mountain West Conference for number 93 in brown and gold. And tell you what, he suffered a turf toe injury earlier this year, missed some time. He helped out his good friend Logan Wilson with that pick there. 4th turnover for Central Michigan as Overstreet spins across the 45.
Well, you got to keep an eye on the clock here for Wyoming. Under 3 minutes. You have all 3 of your timeouts. You've been nullified the last 2 times in the red zone with only getting 3 points apiece. And I think that was a big factor for CMU's defense. They really put up a fight down in the red zone. And see on the season what Wyoming has done. 30 takeaways, several more today, 4 to be exact, and it's really been the storyline of the game.
4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions for CMU. Play action for Josh Allen, who's been on fire. Wide open is Johnson, caught a touchdown earlier, ran a reverse as well. Sent out inside the 30 after a 14-yard pickup. Alex Briones credited with a stop. Johnson appears to be banged up.
Boy, and Roy, the arm strength from Josh Allen. He's on essentially what would be the far hash and throws an out about 40 yards away.
That may be his most impressive throw of the afternoon when you consider the distance, and it was a frozen rope to CJ.
That's called spreading the field. And when you have a guy that can spin it from a far hash, and remember the college hash marks are wider than the pro hash mark, so pro hash mark is a little shorter throw, but when the ball comes out with that kind of velocity, it's impressive.
John Elway's in attendance today, GM of the Denver Broncos. We certainly don't want to put any words in his mouth, but I can tell you this with fair degree of accuracy, he probably doesn't not like what he sees thus far from Josh Allen. And of course, Allen has to declare. We'll see if that happens after today. Well, Friday, December 29th, we'll have the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic live from Jerry's World. Sam Darnold, number 8 USC, square off against J.T. Barrett and 5th-ranked Ohio State. Should be exciting. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. SC was one of the preseason teams that everybody thought was going to be in the playoff, and 2 losses kind of eliminated the Trojans. But that, a fantastic matchup in Big D.
I'm going to call that the championship between the 2 conference champions that did not get in to the CFP playoff. How's that?
Yeah, that's quite an acronym that would be established if that's what we go with, as Woods brought down short of the line of scrimmage by Amari Coleman.
Roy, just a moment ago, you were talking about NFL scouts. I did talk to representatives of the Pittsburgh Steelers today, the Denver Broncos, the New York Jets. They're all in attendance. They're down on the field. And
give us the intel. What can you tell us?
I can only say that they're here for a reason, and they're here to watch number 17 and to see, you know, because film usually doesn't lie, but when you really put eyeballs on players, you can really tell a lot, and especially you can see how good they are, and you can see the velocity of the ball. When the ball comes out, just like that ball right there, it goes incomplete. I mean, there's no hesitation on the trigger for Josh Allen, and I think that's the impressive factor, is he's decisive, and when the ball comes out, there's no hesitation. Mel Kiper has him going in the first round. I've seen Mel have him inside the top 10. Now he's just outside. McShay has him up there quite high as well.
It was a roll of the dice to play in this game, and not necessarily that it would create some kind of controversy where he would drop in the draft or soar to number 1, even though you told us earlier you think he can go number 1. But it was a roll of the dice coming off the AC sprain. He's done nothing to hurt his stock thus far. This time, corralled back at the 40. That's going to knock the Pokes out of field goal range. Trevor Apsey got there first, along with Mike Dana. He's going to lose 10 yards and some extracurricular activity taking place.
Well, I'm waiting for the referee to throw a flag because he just let the game get out of hand. I mean, 3 guys were mauling Josh Allen. The only mistake he made all day long was that he just took a sack that took him out of field goal range.
No flags on the field yet. Second sack of the afternoon for CMU. Craig Bowl wanted to find out more from this veteran officiating crew out of Conference USA.
Well, that was just a bit of a ruckus. And, I mean, Josh Allen, he should have thrown the ball away, number 1. And he ends up taking a huge loss on the play. And right there, Roy, nothing's downfield. Throw it out of bounds right there. And instead, they hold him up, and then they just kind of punish him.
Zaleski on to punt this one away to Mark Chapman. And heavy pressure, flag on the field. Zaleski got it out of there fairly cleanly. Justin Corbett tried to block it. Punt of just 24 yards. We'll check the penalty. Under a minute to play. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining.
Boy, how Corbett didn't block it, I'm not sure, because he was, I thought, on top of the punter. I can't believe he didn't block it.
Running in the kicker on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So they'll punt it again. That's not enough for the automatic first down, the personal foul variety. So CMU will dodge a bullet there. But still poor field position. That's been kind of a hidden story in these first 2 quarters. CMU started in deep in their own territory for just about every single possession thus far.
Well, we knew special teams would spin the field a little bit during this game, and the defense is both very accomplished, making plays and causing a lot of turnovers. You see the Central Michigan drive chart, but Roy, I'm telling you, that was an opportunity for Central Michigan to block a punt. I don't know how Corbett didn't lay out.
Zaleski will send it end over end this time to Chapman, as the play is blown dead at the 11. So just 39 seconds, 3 timeouts to work with. How aggressive do you get here if you're CMU trailing by 20?
I don't think you get overly aggressive being on your own minus 11-yard line. I think you're happy the way your defense has played the last 3 series, where actually the last 4 series they held Wyoming twice inside the 30-yard line where they took possession. They held them to field goals, and I think right now that's become a big story. Josh Allen, of course, having a big game with 3 touchdown throws so far, but now the snow's coming, so let's wait and see what happens in this second half.
Well, the snow falling from the sky here in the city of trees. Morris with time. A dangerous pass. Hall tried to get a fingertip on it. Pass was intended for Eric Cooper. And now just 33 seconds remain. So the weather not going to help CMU's comeback calls. And we will point out Chippewas have had a couple of big-time comebacks this year, including their last time out against Northern Illinois. They trailed by 17, and also against arch rival Western Michigan. So the comeback kids have it in their DNA. See what happens here in the second half. Conservative call on second down. Ward brought down by Wilson, who's been active.
That's because the call on first down was dicey at best, and they've already had 4 turnovers. Wyoming getting 13 points off those 4 turnovers, and you got to be careful with the ball. When the ball's in your own end, you're getting close to closing down the half, but Wyoming's defense has been really good so far. Tip balls and any ball that's been on the ground, they've come up with.
One half of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl in the books. It's all Wyoming. The Cowboys lead it 27-7. So we send you back to our studio for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Here's Adnan Verk. Adnan.
All right, Roy, thank you very much. Thanks for calling us the A-Team, by the way. Mercedes-Benz halftime report. We've been revved up all day and curious to watch Josh Allen perform. Of course, everybody is well aware of the fact that Mel Kiper has him right now at number 6 on the big board, number 3 quarterback overall, 27-7. So far, so good. What'd you see?
Josh Allen coming to this game had 1,600 pass yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, just 56% completion pass, right? It's terrible. But then when you watch this kid play, this is why he'll be one of the top quarterbacks taken in the draft. These throws that you see him make, the arm strength, the flip it out there, the step up in the pocket, this is on a rope. This is down the field, outside shoulder receiver, perfect. And then Jesse mentioned earlier, this is why people think he's like Ben Roethlisberger. Hard to bring down. More athletic than Ben. Ben is up there in years, but you can see the difficulty in bringing him down, and that's why he's considered a guy that is one of the best quarterbacks in the country, because he makes throws that normal quarterbacks cannot make.
And he's healthy finally, and I think he's showing off a little bit right now. But
he's having fun.
Well, what I love in this first half is the variety of throws that he's completing, right? It's those deep, out-breaking routes across the field from the opposite hash. Is throwing the ball over the middle of the field, from the pocket, outside the pocket, on time, off time. He's doing it all. This is the best he's played all season long. He's picked a very good time because, of course, John Elway is there watching on the sidelines. Central Michigan's tried everything. They've tried playing big zone coverages. They've tried blitzing him. Nothing's working. Biggest thing, though, for the Chippewas, can't keep turning the football over. 4 turnovers in the first half. That has to clean up in the second.
Timing is everything right now for Josh Allen. Forget about the regular season. The whole world's watching right now. It's bowl season. Is this guy going to be a stud at the NFL level? Well, how about this? 3 passing touchdowns in the first quarter. He had 1 first-quarter touchdown pass all season. Good news for the Wyoming quarterback. Do not forget, with all this college football going on, college basketball, NBA, NFL, hockey, we got you covered. The ESPN app, download it right now. Still to come here in the Mercedes-Benz halftime report, we'll show you highlights of the Bahamas Bowl. Nathan Rourke getting it done as the Bobcats rolled to victory. Plus, we'll look ahead to a big quarterback battle coming up tomorrow.
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this? Can you add a vacuum to that water?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
If your underwear feels like this, get buck naked. The most comfortable underwear there is. Only at Duluth stores and DuluthTrading.com.
For all that you are. The Forevermark Tribute Collection. Forevermark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men's.
Get ready for the wildlife.
A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing.
Got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music. One man should have all that power. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power. jails closed, the prisons open. So good night, cool world. I see you in
Invictus, fragrance for men by Paco Rabanne.
At Macy's, your fragrance destination.
When you enroll in an online program at Central Michigan University, we pledge to surround you with support. Because a quality education moves as life moves. It changes as life changes. A quality education must always be personal, with you, wherever you are, and wherever you want to be.
Heisman playmaker versus the SEC's top dog. The defending champs versus the avenging Tide. Oklahoma, Georgia at 5 and Clemson, Alabama at 8:45. New Year's Day on ESPN.
You're watching the Mercedes-Benz Halftime Report.
3 touchdowns so far for Josh Allen. Here he completes to Austin Conway as Wyoming holding a 27-7 lead over Central Michigan at the half. Here's Alex Corsier with more.
Coach, how do you best describe the play of your quarterback, Josh Allen?
Well, he's a great competitor, and he's making a lot of plays. And obviously, look at the scoreboard. Now, we got a lot of guys playing hard. It's a competitive ball game.
Your aggressive defense has led to some big moments for you on offense. What's working for you defensively?
Well, we're getting a great push up front. Our front four is doing a good job, and we're ball hawking in the back end.
We saw you talking to the officials. What'd you say to them?
Well, we just got to get our guys playing football, and there's a lot of chippiness going on. Coach Bono's not like that. I'm not like that. We got to get our teams playing in between the lines.
Coach, thanks so much.
Got to get it rolling. Ohio taking on UAB in the Bahamas Bowl earlier today on ESPN. First quarter, Nathan Rourke here finding GL knocking for a touchdown.
And Rourke, the pride of Oakville, Ontario, Holy Trinity High School, getting it done on the run.
Yes. Later in the first, Rourke going deep to Poppy White. Love it when you call me Big Poppy. 56-yard touchdown.
Rourke completed 3 passes in the first quarter, 2 of them for touchdowns.
Bobcats up 13-0 after he missed extra points. Second quarter, it's Dorian Brown taking the
and Ohio's leading rusher, A.J. Willett, went down early in this game with an injury. His backup, Dorian Brown, came in, ran very, very physical. Here, a 74-yard touchdown scamper.
I knew a Willett from Trois-Rivières. But anyways, just for halftime, Brown runs in for a 9-yard touchdown. Ohio all over him.
Then the UAB defense got tired, got worn down. Brown averaged 12.7 yards per carry.
4 touchdowns, 152 yards.
Yeah, they say you got to make the most of your opportunities, right? And that's a Bahamas Bowl record, by the way, those 4 touchdowns for Brown.
Yeah, Steve Levy all over that. 41-6 was the final. How about the bowl schedule? Tomorrow, the 3 of us will be here for the triple header, beginning with the Birmingham Bowl. Texas Tech versus South Florida. That's followed by the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. San Diego State, Rashad Penny taking on Army. And then the Dollar General Bowl, Appalachian State versus Toledo. All the games on ESPN and the ESPN app. The quarterback battle in the first game is particularly interesting. Quentin Flowers, 31 touchdowns, responsible for Charlie Strong's team, and Nick Shimonek, so electrifying for Texas Tech. 68.2 completion percentage, 4th best in the FBS, with Cliff Kingsbury running that offense. How about Quentin Flowers, Jordan?
Quentin Flowers is one of the most exciting players in college football. He's rushed for 10 TDs on the season, 972 yards. And this is when he's a dual threat quarterback, can hurt you with his arm. Also threw for 21 touchdowns. He is the key to this offense, getting going early and fast.
And a lot of people wondered for Texas Tech what was going to happen when they lost Patrick Mahomes the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs. While Cliff Kingsbury went out and got an Iowa transfer quarterback at Nick Shimonek. Guys, he was great all year and made very good decisions, got the ball out of his hands. Really, I think, managed this air raid offense extremely well through 30 touchdown passes. This game is going to be, I think, a barn burner. Lots of points. Maybe the most points we see in the bowl season.
Over-under set at 66.
66. Take the points.
So is this as simple as whichever defense plays a little bit better than the other one, they're going to win the game?
Someone's going to get a stop. Well, it might be an accident, but at some point in time, one of these defenses is going to get a stop. The key is don't turn the ball over.
I think Charlie Strong will have his guys ready at USF. Meanwhile, at least for Texas Tech, they've got a pulse now on defense. Last 4 years, this was was the worst defense in college football. Coach Gibbs got him going.
Only a pulse, though.
Went from a cadaver to a pulse. We're not quite a living, breathing organism yet. Looking forward to that game tomorrow. Like I said, the first of a triple header here on ESPN. We've got more coming up right after this. Keep it locked.
The Mercedes-Benz winter event is back, and you won't want to stop for anything else. Lease the GLA 250 for $349 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I want to get my daddy something he'll really, really, really love.
We have a whole section for that. If it was my dad, I'd give him this.
Open mine first. It's a Crafts Around 2 set.
Oh, I really, really, really love it.
This holiday, take everything you love about Christmas and wrap it in red. Because right now, Ace has the perfect gifts at the perfect price.
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's almost Christmas, Dad.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna let myself get absolutely soaking wet.
Hi. Hi.
It's raining. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Why do the most adventurous minds thrive in the most adventurous environments? Why do physical feats often inspire intellectual ones? Where the depth of our thinking parallels the depth of our powder. Why are we drawn to a place as wild as our imagination? Where single tracks are as important as degree tracks. Because Wyoming is as open as your future. The University of Wyoming.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Great NBA doubleheader tonight. James Harden and the Rockets have been so good. Trying to start another win streak now without Chris Paul. They're taking on DeAndre Jordan and the LA Clippers. And then after that, Lonzo Ball and the LA Lakers against Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. A doubleheader of the NBA tonight on ESPN and the ESPN app. Join us on SportsCenter tonight. Following Lakers Warriors, Rachel Nichols sitting down with Steph, KD, as they discuss so much, including their relationship.
Played with an NBA camp back in high school.
You weren't that good back then.
K, I know. K was always that guy. I know. That's what I'm saying. I was
back then, I was like, who's this little skinny kid? And I was skinny myself.
K walked in like, yo.
Well, make sure you join us on New Year's Day. All the stars will be out. Oklahoma, Georgia in the Rose Bowl, Clemson, Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. It's the college football playoff semifinal on ESPN, streaming live on the ESPN app. Oh my, the signature catchphrase of one of the great broadcasters of all time. Dick Enberg passing away late last night at the age of 82. Enberg was an icon when it came to so many sports. The NFL, tennis, baseball, and yes, college football. He called 9 Rose Bowls. Here's a snippet of some of his most memorable work. The 1980 Rose Bowl, USC and Ohio State.
3rd and 8 from the 47. Good protection. And going long for Kevin Williams. Touchdown! Field goal by Onikiewski. 30 seconds left. Slater going long. Williams open, 25, 20, 15, 10, touchdown! Oh, my! First and goal. A touchdown to tie. An extra point would give SC the lead. 1:38 left. Clock is running. White, touchdown!
Dick Enberg was a Central Michigan alum, and so the players are wearing "Oh My" on their helmets in his honor. Dick Enberg dead at the age of 82.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer, and I finally found our big Idaho potato truck. It's been touring the country telling folks about our heart-healthy Idaho potatoes, America's favorite potatoes, and donating to local charities along the way. But now, it's finally back home where it belongs. Oh, man. Hey! Wait up! Where you going? Here we go again.
With Advil's fast relief, you'll ask, what pulled muscle? What headache? Nothing works faster to make pain a distant memory. Advil Liquid Gels and Advil Liquid Gels Minis. What pain?
Introducing the all-new delivery pouch from Pizza Hut. Thanks to 3 layers of thermal insulation, your pizza arrives oven hot. It's like having our oven right in your kitchen. Well, pretty close. Try it with the best pizza delivery deal. Large 2 topping, just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Mercedes-Benz winter event is back. And you won't want to stop for anything else. Lease the CLA 250 for $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
For all that you are. The Forever Mark Tribute Collection. Forever Mark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
Rated mature.
Save $20 on Call of Duty World War II at GameStop.
The game is bigger than quick hands, breakaways, or finger rolls. It's bigger than layouts, sellouts, and shooting the lights out. It's bigger than cannons, bells, and wagon wheels in any stadium, field, or score. Because when you play the game for the integrity of the sport, with character, honor, and heart, the game is bigger than just a game. It's a foundation for life.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Here's how it looks in Capital One Bowl Mania. How about Galloway? Surging ahead off 149 to 107. The confidence points, Joey. Big.
Gandhi texted me last night after the Temple win. He acted like me and him were on teams now. Since I had so much confidence in Temple, me and Gandhi best friends.
I've got all my confident picks coming down the road, starting tomorrow. Didn't have a lot of confidence in this one. I put 6 points on this game right here. Okay. We didn't know if Josh Allen was going to play when we had to submit our picks.
Well, my people talked to his people. We knew he was playing.
Joey's got insider instinct.
You should have had more confidence with Grambling. That game early on, only one confidence point there.
That was my 1 point.
Yeah, so Jesse's slow starter, then later on he gets a little more aggressive.
Lots of time.
Wyoming and Josh Allen speaking up 27-7, leading Central Michigan at the half. Roy Philpott, Tom Ramsey, Alex Cordry. Your second half is coming up.
Liberty Mutual saved us almost $800 when we switched our auto and home insurance.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, they saved us a ton, which gave us a little wiggle room in our budget.
Wish our insurance did that. Then we could get a real babysitter instead of your brother.
Hey, welcome back. This guy, right? Yes. Ellen?
That's my robe.
You could save $782 when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Gucci guilty.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers, for going the extra yard for our young people. I just want to thank Mrs. Brown.
Thank you, Professor Ray Black. Thank you, Dante Williams. Thank you, Coach Brian Williams, for pushing me to be better. I'm ready to go that extra yard for teachers.
Are you ready to go the extra yard for teachers?
Waverly, Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer is yourhometowNchevy.com. Shop Hometown Chevy right on 23 in Waverly for our year-end blowout. 20% off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months on most new 2017 Chevys on our lot. Hometown Chevy has the area's largest selection of new Chevys and nearly 150 used cars to choose from. Visit yourhometowNchevy.com to learn about the hometown advantage or stop in to see the Hometown Chevrolet staff today.
At Spectrum, we're your friends and neighbors. So connecting you to what matters to us. That's why we're bringing 10,000 jobs back to the U.S. while investing billions in our state-of-the-art fiber-rich network. We won't rest until your expectations have been topped. And even then, we probably still won't rest. Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
And welcome back to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania here in chilly Boise, Idaho. The city of trees, Wyoming, a 20-point advantage over Central Michigan. As the Cowboys forcing 4 first-half turnovers, that has been the difference thus far. With Alex Cordry, Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Spuddy here so far has been in favor of the Pokes. Wyoming was very impressive here at the Potato Bowl. It's been a lot of fun if you're a Cowboys fan at least.
Well, they've been converting on third down, Roy. 4 of 9 on third down for Wyoming. The Chippewas still not finding a first down. 0 for 4 on third down. Only 9 rushing yards for the CMU offense. I think they have to get something going on offense, in particular the first series, maybe the second half. And Wyoming has kind of gotten back on track with Josh Allen at the helm.
Josh Allen, phenomenal. 3 scoring strikes in the first half, and he's just been on point. Peardy was banged up there for a little bit, the lower extremities, but is fine, good to go, and the AC sprain is a long, distant memory.
Well, he had 3 spectacular throws, 1 to Jared Scott, 1 to Austin Conway on a scramble, and then, of course, he got the ball to C.J. Johnson on a rope, a 45-yarder, right on track, and that was a spectacular throw by Josh Allen, and he was fired up. But I think the CMU defense, Roy, you mentioned their ability to come back, and they've had 2 big comebacks this year. They really stopped Wyoming on 2 drives inside the plus 30. The Cowboys only coming away with 6 points on those 2 drives.
Well, the 2 comebacks, critical to note, trailed 17-0 against Northern Illinois in their last game, Tom, before bouncing back to steal it 31-24. Craig Bowles very much aware of that fact, not to mention the comeback win against Western Michigan, their arch rival, some 3 weeks prior, scoring 21 fourth-quarter points in that victory. And CMU will receive our second-half kickoff. John Bonamigo trying to get the troops going there with his halftime conversation. Well, the snow started coming down at the end of our second quarter. It has stopped momentarily to start our third as the opening kick sails out of bounds. Actually ricocheted off the official. 1st and 10 from the 25. And what do you want to see the Chippewas try to accomplish here on this first drive? Obviously, they need points. How can they do it?
Well, I would have loved to have heard Coach Bonamigo's halftime speech, because he was the one that got him fired up at the halftime of the Western Michigan game, got up on a chair and just said, listen, you can play better than this. And I'm sure, Roy, the message was the same. You can play better than this. And when you have 9 rushing yards in the first half, you know exactly what you need to do. You need to push people off the line of scrimmage. And I think the Wyoming defense is, listen, they knew CMU was going to try and run the ball. They're going to stack the box. So maybe you come out, maybe a little play action. And again, Shane Morris has to protect the ball in the second half.
The Michigan transfer out of the shotgun as Willis goes in motion on first down. We'll set up the screen to Chapman. We'll shake and bake ahead to the 30 and a gain of 6 yards on first down.
Well, they just have to find the continuity on offense, right? And a lot of it is just getting first downs. And I'm a huge proponent. Ball's got to come out quick. You got to get good gains on first and second down. Give yourself a chance on third down. If you're in third and long the whole second half, it's uphill sled.
Morris has been a streaky thrower this year. When he catches fire, he's as good as you'll find. When he doesn't, it's been a bit of an issue. Ward straight ahead. 3rd down and 1 coming up as we check in with Alex again.
Thank you, Roy and Tom. Well, talking to Coach Bonamigo, he says we just got to take care of the football. Number one, we turned the ball over 4 times in the first half, and that can't happen when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen and give him a short field. And then he said also, we just got to keep chipping away, guys.
Chipping away, that's how they do it. Fire up the chips, 3rd and short. And a big play to start our 3rd quarter. Cooper in motion. Inside zone, Ward pops it out. And a nifty run results in the drive staying alive as he steps out at the 40.
Great eyes, great vision by Ward that time, not seeing something inside. He gets bounced around a little bit, and then he's able to bounce it outside. And you talked about him, Roy, in the first half, having a little bit of an edge. And, you know, right there, that's being a football player right there. The play's dead where it was designed to go. He's able to bump it outside, get the first down.
Sophomore out of Illinois is Jonathan Ward. Plays with an edge and some nifty moves this time. Nowhere to run. Malululu corralled him. And he's going to lose at least a yard. Sidney Malululu, now that he's healthy, the junior, has provided a nice punch in the front 4 for the Pokes.
Yeah, Big Sid hasn't missed a lot of time. He was always on the injured rack when we had them in earlier games this year, but you see he's such a force in the middle.
He just gobbled him up.
Yeah, he's what they call a zero tech. He'll man that nose tackle position, and he just fills 2 gaps.
2nd down and 11. Looking for Willis, instead spots Chapman, 1st down plus territory. So a good start for CMU on the opening possession of our 3rd quarter. Jalen Ortiz brought him down.
Well, if you were going to ask me what, you know, they wanted to do a moment ago, you got to get the ball to your playmakers. Chapman, I don't think, had enough touches in the first half. They probably went in at halftime and said, listen, if we want to win the game, we got to get the ball to number 3. Got to get him in space, let him create. And right there, you see, they get the ball to him, and it's almost an automatic 1st down.
Playing in his last game is Mark Chapman, the explosive wide receiver. We'll have a chance at the next level. Film doesn't lie when you watch him this year in the MAC. Ward dances in the pocket, a jump cut, dives across the 40. So a gain of 8, 8.5, give him 9 on 1st down. Wilson the stop. Different looking CMU offense so far.
Well, and Roy, if you're a baller for CMU, the next level is going to take notice. And of course, Antonio Brown, probably the most famous CMU football alumnus. Might be the best wide receiver in the entire world, too, right now.
I think right now he would be. You mentioned Julio Jones earlier. DeAndre Hopkins. Pick your poison. Little flea flicker. Back to Morris. And Wyoming all over it from the get-go on 2nd and short.
Shane Morris on the run.
And Lolohea was there to break it up.
Yeah, Lolohea came off the edge, and he, I don't know if he saw the pitch back come to the quarterback. Maybe he did, and then he just was so heads up to make the play. Gets credited with a sack, and CMU trying a little trickeration there.
Well, it's 2nd and short. What do you have to lose? The answer is 2 yards. 3rd and 3. Morris out of the shotgun off his back foot and threw it right to the defender. Tyler Hall. 2nd interception of the season. Hall had inside leverage, and Morris threw it to the wrong side of his intended target.
Pass was intercepted by Isaac Linton.
Tyler Hall's really good in space, and you know, it's interesting. They put him against Tyler Conklin, and Tyler Conklin, 6'4", 250-pound tight end. Tyler Hall's given away a lot. Conklin's jamming him up in the grill, and you know, boy, and then it comes Wingard trying to get a block and almost gets credited with tackling his own man. But, boy, I tell you, Tyler Hall, that's a spectacular play, just jumping in and gaining leverage.
Pokes take over after another CMU interception, rather. Their 5th turnover of this famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It's Overstreet ahead to the 40 for a 4-yard gain. Osman the stop. Well, that's exactly what you didn't want to happen if you're a fan of the Chippewas.
Well, we talked about it, Roy, off air at halftime with just, you know, the 4 turnovers really only amounted to 13 points for Wyoming, which I thought the CMU defense really kind of, they boned up and, you know, was able to stop Wyoming drives and only turned them away with 2 field goals. But now you just can't keep putting your defense on the field if you're CMU.
2nd down and 6. Overstreet through the initial contact. Brought down at the 45, so Kellen Overstreet continues his good play today.
Well, and Coach Bowl said something to Alex Cordry as he left the field, which was, you know what, we're going to get back to our football. We're not going to let the game get out of hand, get chippy. And what does that mean? I hear they want to dominate the line of scrimmage. And how do you do it? You do it with run game, and you do it with first downs. Right now, 3rd and 1 for the Pokes.
Play action, Allen looking deep. Tosses it, pass is caught inside the 40. And with the reception, once again, it was Tyree Mayfield. I thought it was Conway for a moment, but the tight end, his first grab of the game, and he'll pick up 19.
You know, 3rd and short, Roy, everyone's expecting, you know, power, and the accuracy again while on the run. And, you know, Josh Allen, when he's out in space like that, he's a run threat as well, but boy, he's such a pinpoint passer from all angles, all positions on the field. We've seen about every throw tonight come from number 17.
Woods in the backfield. Hard collision at the line. He'll pick up 2 on first down. Well, you think about the quarterbacks that Craig Bowl has had over the years, including North Dakota State, Carson Wentz, here at Wyoming, Josh Allen, and he loves to go right, much like his predecessor at North Dakota State, shall we say.
Yeah, there's another guy, in green and yellow that's pretty good, Aaron Rodgers, who recently went on IR. And, you know, the guys back in Bristol talked about it before the game. They talked about Josh Allen not having the weapons, the offensive weapons this year. And, you know, I think it's a lack of a run game. And then, of course, there were 3 great receivers, and 2 of them are at the NFL level.
Directing traffic, looking for Conway. Beautiful job that time by Allen extending that sequence. It was just a bit too strong with the pass.
Yeah, you know, the ability to extend the plays is everything, right? And not take the big sack. He did make one mistake in the first half. He took a crucial sack. And, you know, it was a little bit of a sloppy play, too, on both sides. But Allen, I marvel at what he was able to do in this first half with a couple throws. Right now, this is a challenging down for them. 3rd and 8 for the Pokes.
Evans checks in at running back. From the 35, Allen, backside pressure, down he goes. And a punishing hit by Joe Osman. 2nd sack of the afternoon. A late flag is tossed. And this may be against CMU. And what a backbreaker that would be.
Personal foul, taunting, number 44 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Mitch Stanizak. And that one just hurts.
UNS, that is his first unsportsmanlike conduct now at number 44.
I mean, Stanizak, why? Why? Your partner on the other side of the defense, Ostman, just keeps coming. He keeps beating Velasquez, and they got to give him more help, but that's a sack. That's an end of a drive. They have to punt it away. Instead, CMU with a costly penalty, and now Wyoming with another first down.
20-point lead. Star quarterback is healthy again. Defense is playing lights out. Everything going in favor of the brown and gold so far. Overstreet takes it back the other way. Kellen Overstreet brought down to the 5. 1st and goal, Wyoming. Gain of 25 yards and a brilliant run by number 29.
You know, what makes a great running back is when they create space, because right here, Overstreet hits the hole, and there is nothing there other than Michael Oliver to stuff the hole. And then Overstreet kicks it outside, and that's a heck of an open field tackle by Armani Coleman, one of the captains of this Chippewa team. And Overstreet so far with a nice average, 64 yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry.
Inside give, Van Manen. This time ready and waiting. The defense for the Chippewas. Play work to perfection earlier, not as much there. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Von Manen took a pretty good shot that time. He's coming off the field, and he's also the long snapper for them. So that's, see him holding his wrist as he's coming off the field. That could be trouble for the Cowboys later on.
Caleb Kentrell is the backup snapper, a freshman from Texas. Power formation on 2nd and goal. Jalen Watson checks in. Overstreet gets the handoff. And a good job by the CMU front four. Stack them up and drive them backwards.
Sure was the last time. Again, the CMU defense really has toughened up inside the red zone on all running downs. And, you know, it's kind of this Wyoming offense. Yeah, they're, 97% inside the red zone. They've settled for a lot of field goals. And Brent Vegan, that's where, I talked to their offense coordinator before the game yesterday, just said, hey, would this be one of your best years of coaching where, you did more with less? He said, he didn't really take much credit. Right here, they're calling a timeout, thinking about it.
Well, he doesn't want to admit that in a season that has not seen the production that we saw a year ago for the Pokes. But he's learned a lot. More on that coming up. 3rd and goal for the Cowboys as well.
'Twas weeks before Christmas across the world. Houses were filled with antsy boys and girls. They hung stockings, wrote letters and lists, all to reach Santa, the bringer of gifts. But then, an idea hits.
Hey, Google.
They say,
Call Santa.
the call's underway.
Oh, hello. It's really him.
I really need your help with something.
Okay.
Rock out to Jingle Bells with Santa and his band. Call the North Pole, like only Google can.
What happened?
The wait is finally over. Own it now. It. Own the movie now.
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this? Can you add a vacuum to that order?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe.
You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
It's just a cough.
If you could see your cough, you'd see just how far it can spread. Robitussin soothes in seconds and delivers fast, powerful cough relief for hours. Robitussin DM Max, because it's never just a cough.
Rated mature.
Save $20 on Call of Duty World War II at GameStop.
Raiders-Eagles in the Monday Night Football season finale on Christmas night.
Coach, what could be better than this? We get to unwrap the best present of all.
Raiders-Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
Back in, boys, as we take a look back with our Lamb Weston Drive recap. Started with an interception by Tyler Hall before Josh Allen started doing some of his good works once again down the field. Tyree Mayfield to keep the drive alive. And some hard running by Kellen Overstreet. Cowboys punishing CMU to start this second half.
Yeah, Overstreet's 20-yarder to get down to the 5-yard line. A key play on the drive, but they need to push it into the end zone here if you're the Pokes.
Trey Woods lines up in the backfield. They'll pitch it to him, the converted linebacker. Tripped up just past the 5 by Darwin Kelly. A nice stop to prevent the touchdown. And again, the CMU defense keeping their team alive, forcing another field goal.
Great tackle that time by the grad transfer out of Illinois, Darwin Kelly. And I thought if Trey Woods stays outside, Roy, he has a chance to score. And he elected to turn it up inside and take on the tackler. And he got worked.
Cooper Roth, perfect today, a 20-yard effort. Now 3 for 3 to extend the Cowboys' lead. 5:15 remaining here in our third quarter. Our new score, 30-7. Pokes out in front.
Rated E to M.
Now starting at $199.
Hey folks, Cleats again here with Chillicothe Truck. Check this out, we've got lifting trucks, diesels, gas trucks, long beds, short beds, light duties, heavy duties, super duties, do your duties. Wait, not those duties. Anyways, get on out to Chillicothe Truck off 23 and 50 in Chillicothe or find us online. We'll see you there. Hey folks, Cleats here with Chillicothe Truck. With over 200 trucks in stock, a 30-day, 1,000-mile warranty on most of them, and guaranteed credit approval. Heck, even I can buy a truck here. And so can you. Just off 23 in Chillicothe or ChillicotheTruck.com.
The opportunity you've waited for is here at the December to Remember sales event, exclusively at the all-new Moses Lexus in St. Albans. With the 2017 Lexus NX Turbo, now just $299 per month. The 2017 Lexus RX 350, now just $399 per month. And the Lexus GX 460, now just $429 per month. Don't miss the December to Remember sales event. Hurry to the all-new Moses Lexus in St. Albans today.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, brought to you by the Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back, every purchase, everywhere. At PlayStation 4, greatness awaits.
Who's got my back? Who's got my back?
Back in Boise, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, one of several activities these two teams have participated in this week, including riding go-karts, a little bowling. Each player got to bowl a frame, and we're heckled in the process. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, and Alex Cordry here inside of Albertson Stadium, home of Boise State. The blue turf, installed back in 1986. Always fun to see the guys kind of get after it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not fun. I don't like the Smurf turf. I'm ready for the green field again. I'm waiting for the competition committees and the rules people. I mean, listen, Boise State loves it, but a lot of teams don't like it. And a few announcers don't like it.
Tony Poljan checks in at quarterback for the first time. He's actually as a wide receiver lined up towards the bottom of your screen. They'll interchange both Poljan and Shane Morris at times. We'll see what Morris does on first down. Flings it complete into plus territory. CMU trying to stay alive. Tyler Hall in coverage. Conklin with a catch.
Well, in a tight window there, Adam Pillapil, the linebacker who went out with an injury earlier back on the field, he almost picked the ball off.
Gain of 18. We'll set up the screen pass to Ward with some real estate. Nifty run by Jonathan Ward. Shoved down at the 35, a gain of 13.
Ward is shifty, and he is very dynamic in space. When you get the ball out to him, and that's really all they're trying to do is just get him the ball, put a blocker out in front of him, and then let him pick his way. And again, when he gets to that second level, he's awfully dangerous.
On first down, here comes more tempo from the Chippewas. Passes incomplete. There's Morris. Flung it outside of Willis.
Roy, I keep saying, you know, when the CMU defense turns away Wyoming and keeps them out of the end zone. There's a look at Poljan lining up at wideout again. but when you only get 16 points off 5 turnovers, the defense is doing something good.
Holgen now the quarterback. Willie joins him in the backfield, and the 6'7" behemoth fakes the jet sweep and spun around after a short pickup. So a lot of razzle-dazzle there, not much resulting in terms of positive yardage.
A lot of eye candy, and then they run quarterback zone. It's a very simple play, but nice wrinkle by formation to get him in the game. And he ran against BC quite a bit. He was one of the leading ball carriers against BC early in the season, and he was also catching passes that day as well.
Yeah, led the Chippewas in receiving. That was essentially the entire CMU offense on 3rd and long. Morris back in. Lofts it for Willis. Pass is going to be brought in inside the 5. An outstanding grab by Corey Willis, wearing number 21 today, honoring the late Derek Dash, who lost his battle with leukemia some 2.5 years ago. And a gain of 30, more importantly, 1st and goal.
Boy, and Roy, that was a huge throw that time by Shane Morris. He took a shot as he threw the ball, and he was able to get the ball out, and Willis just making a great play when the ball was in the air.
Only touchdown coming on a wheel route way back in the 1st quarter. Morris will roll out the pocket, and nothing doing. Sails it incomplete.
Smart throw by Shane Morris. We talked about his toughness, talked about him standing in the pocket, and watch Morris as he delivered this pass a play ago. I mean, he gets drilled by 2 players, and those aren't little guys. Josiah Hall, about 250 pounds. Man, that throw was right on the mark.
7th play of the drive. 2nd and goal from inside the 5 for CMU. Ward straight ahead. Ward nearly lost control, reaches across the goal line for the score. And don't go anywhere just yet here in Boise. CMU, the comeback kids, still with an opportunity.
Great individual effort that time by Jonathan Ward, and I thought he almost coughed the ball up. Johanna Gaffon drills him right at the line of scrimmage, the big tackle, number 93. He just lays the wood to him, and the ball almost came out. And then Ward somehow, miraculously, stuck the ball over across the plane. Both side judges calling touchdown. Shouldn't be any question on that if there's a replay. And Chips line up at the extra point.
Michael Armstrong connects on the PAT, 65 yards in just 7 plays, and we got a ball game, a 2-possession ball game at that. 3:08 remaining here in our 3rd quarter in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, and the Chippewas still alive.
It's always been more than the music. You riding weights on the back of my cruise ship. Look, watch me.
If you're anything like me, your to-do list is crazy, which is why the online finance application at CarMax.com is so convenient. Get some of that finance stuff done from wherever you are, like at the doctor, karate, or back at the doctor. Yay, kids!
Taco Bell's new $5 Cravings deal has all of Taylor's favorites, like the beefy 5-layer burrito, cheesy gordita crunch, crunchy taco, cinnamon twists, and a medium drink. Coincidentally, it has all of Brad's favorites, too. The guy who bought it.
Wow, really?
Sorry.
Taco Bell's new $5 Cravings deal. Be careful. It's got what everyone wants.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
For all that you are, the Forever Mark Tribute Collection. Forever Mark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
My experience with USAA has been excellent. They always refer to me as Master Sergeant. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
We've got auto insurance, homeowners insurance.
I had an accident with the vehicle. I actually called USAA before we called the police. USAA was very hands-on, very quick, very prompt. I feel like we're being handled as people that actually have a genuine need. We're the Weber family, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. You could get arrested. But one thing's for sure, you were wrong when you said it was no big deal.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like pre-shaken sodas, having their seat kicked on an airplane, being rammed by a shopping cart, sitting in gum, and walking into a glass door. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV and for a limited time get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Back in Boise, home of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Josh Allen playing in this ball game. Expected to be a top 10 pick if he declares it. Tell you what, if I lived in Laramie, I'd want the Browns to draft me too. That's disrespectful to Laradice.
Laradice, baby.
Laradice.
Come on.
Come on.
Why does everyone pick on the Browns all the time?
Well,
all the time.
It's been an organization in disarray for a long period. I will tell you this. The Browns are better at the line of scrimmage than most would have you believe, even if the wins haven't followed suit under head coach Hugh Jackson the last couple of seasons. Now, speaking of the Browns, don't forget Week 16 Monday Night Football matchup here on ESPN. Nick Foles, Alshon Jeffrey, the Eagles hosting Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch, and the Raiders. Philly needs a win or a Vikings loss on Saturday to clinch home field advantage in the NFC. Monday Night Countdown starts our coverage at 7:30 Eastern from the city of brotherly love, the Lincoln, Philadelphia. Should be a lot of fun. Regular season coming to a close. Hard to believe.
Hard to believe.
We're already there. I mean, we are. And still some business to take care of for both of these teams here in Boise. Overstreet, straight ahead. And you can sense momentum turning ever so slightly. Chippewas scoring moments ago, just their second touchdown of the night. And now let's see if Josh Allen takes the air once again.
Well, and Wyoming with 101 rush yards today. It's just, I don't think it's been enough so far, Roy, to take a little bit of the heat off Josh Allen. But, you know, here, because you really want to throw the ball on this down, long yardage, second down. Get a little something, but you said you got to really protect the ball here.
Play action, Allen flips it ahead. Out to the 45. That should be enough to move the sticks. A gain of 9. Fountain brings down Austin Fort. And that will be a first down.
And you know what I love about 17? He can throw the ball 75 yards down the field. He can throw it with velocity. And then he can take everything off the ball and throw a really soft touch ball to a tight end on the run. Just kind of lay it in. And it's a very catchable ball. They get the chains moving. Another first down for the Pokes.
Under 2 to play in the third. Big first down for the Cowboys. Allen. Quick toss ahead to the 50. James Price makes the reception, a gain of 5.
Yeah, the ball was tipped coming out. The defender got his hand up and deflected the ball. Price did a nice job staying with it.
Briones was able to get a fingertip on it. Ball spotted at midfield. CMU needs another stop. Try to make this a one-possession game. And it feels like, Tom, the Cowboys have kind of slowed things down after those 3 early touchdown strikes from Josh Allen. And content to lean on their very resilient defense. Allen, nowhere to run. Appeared to be a busted play. Tried to hand it off to Overstreet. Instead, was brought down after a 2-yard pickup by Michael Oliver.
He took a shot by Oliver. Oliver read it as quarterback scramble, and he got to the ball carrier, who was Allen, immediately.
Very important third down, Pokes. 5 of 11 on third down tonight. Snow is held off. As time winds down. From the shotgun, Allen surveys. Flushed, Allen. Can he get to the edge? He cannot, and he tripped up, and the blue turf monster got him that time. And you saw him banging his fists right there at the 50. He knows he probably should have had the first down, Tom.
Well, he broke contain, Roy. He ended up somehow sneaking out of a bad situation. The pocket just breaks down immediately. And as he escapes, he sees where he needs to go. And sure enough, he said it, the turf monster tripped him up. Wyoming having punted away.
So the fourth punt of the afternoon coming up for Wyoming.
Wyoming Cowboys 30.
When we begin our fourth quarter here in Boise. Cowboys in control, but CMU, they've been the comeback kids this season. Do they have one more in store? Now we're about to find out. The home of the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Fourth quarter coming up.
So many miles on it.
What?
For great offers, visit your local Jaguar retailer during the Unwrap a Jaguar sales event.
It's all pop culture trivia, but it gets pretty intense.
The new guy. Wow,
He looks exactly like me.
No.
Separated at birth much? We should switch name tags and no one would know who is who.
Jimmy, you seriously think you look like him?
I'm pretty good with comparisons. Like how Progressive helps people save money by comparing rates, even if they're not the lowest. Whoa! Wow. I mean, the outfit helps, but pretty great. Look at us.
The Heisman playmaker versus the SEC's top dog. The defending champs versus the avenging Tide. Oklahoma, Georgia at 5, and Clemson, Alabama at 8:45. New Year's Day on ESPN.
The opportunity you've waited for is here at the December to Remember sales event, exclusively at the all-new Moses Lexus in St. Albans. With the 2017 Lexus NX Turbo, now just $299 per month. The 2017 Lexus RX 350, now just $399 per month. And the Lexus GX 460, now just $429 per month. Don't miss the December to Remember sales event. Hurry to the all-new Moses Lexus in St. Albans today.
Is holiday decorating a disaster? Light up your home with Star Shower Slideshow, the brightest, most beautiful dancing designs. Easy slide technology means pick a slide and play. There's 6 Christmas and 6 all-occasion slides for all year-round celebrations, from Halloweens to birthdays and every holiday in between. Water resistant with extra long stake, low-cost LED lights work in rain and snow. 3 speeds deliver an explosion of lights and color. Call now to get your special offer Star Shower Slideshow today. Order now.
Start of our fourth quarter back at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl here in beautiful Boise. Snow-capped hills. Zaleski On 4th down, we'll punt it to CMU inside the 10. 41-yard boot. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry. It's great to have you with us. The holidays quickly approaching. Perhaps some more fireworks in store for our viewers tonight. Well, Dick Enberg passing away, the CMU alum. We learned the news yesterday. Devastating news for one of the all-time great broadcasters. Actually gave the commencement speech at CMU back in 1980. And a lot of folks surrounding the Central Michigan program remember him fondly as he's given back to the university in so many different ways over the years. First and 10. Willis flips it ahead across to the 15. Malawiya with the stop. Now celebrating the life of the late Dick Enberg. Passed away at the age of 82. We found out the news last night. The trademark phrase in his broadcasting career, "Oh my," still resonates to this day and will forever for one of the all-time greats, called Super Bowls, World Series, and so many big games over the years, not to mention Wimbledon, the Masters, the U.S. Open, Tom, and it's one of many reasons all of us got into broadcasting. Rico Gafford, injured on the field for the Cowboys. Some of his memorable games going all the way back to the late 1960s. And I know he called one of your Rose Bowls, did he not?
I was going to say, he worked some Rose Bowls too. He worked the Rose Bowl, 83 Rose Bowl, UCLA beating Michigan. And I remember just what, you know, what a kind and caring gentleman he was.
Gafford is able to get off the field under his own power. Good sign for the Cowboys. CMU trying to complete another comeback. Tom Ramsey, Alex Cordry, Roy Philpott. It's been a great week here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Just underway in our 4th quarter. Screen to Chapman. Brought down by Granderson, who was tracking him right as that play started. Gain of 2.
Awfully good play by the defensive end. Granderson recognizing it's a slip screen, and then he just charges out and lays the lumber on Chapman.
Chippewas 2 of 7 on 3rd down. They need this one in the worst way. Willis in motion. Morris will roll the pocket. And Morris, shoved backwards, floats it out of bounds. And a flag at the 26 as Granderson applied some heat.
I think they might flag Wyoming. I think they might flag Wyoming for a hold.
Holding on an eligible receiver by the defense number 28. That's a 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
One of the few mistakes made by Andrew Wingert tonight.
And Wingert, if he could see into the backfield, you see it, he's tackling Conklin. And if he could have seen Granderson make the play on the quarterback, Morris, I mean, Granderson got shot out of a cannon and just pushed the blocker back into Morris's lap.
Morris fakes the screen one way, heads the other. And Ward fumbles it near the sideline. They'll say it'll stay with CMU as the Wyoming defender couldn't get there quick enough. That was Priester.
Priester almost was able to keep it in bounds, and that would have been a spectacular play. Yeah, Ward's arm kind of batted it out of bounds. You see Priester, he stepped out before he recovered it, but just a great hustle play that time by Robert Priester.
So CMU dodges a bullet. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Trailing by 16. Still a 2-possession game with a 2-point conversion in effect. And this time Ward nowhere to run. Wingert was able to get there in a hurry. And Alex has more on the star strong safety for the Cowboys. Alex.
Roy, fearless is a good word to describe Andrew Wingert. He's from Colorado, and how about this? Coach Bowl says he was a phenomenal downhill skier. He used to ski double black diamonds. Once he committed to the Cowboys, no surprise here, he had to hang up the skis. But defensive coordinator Scotty Hazelton says Wingert has no self-preservation skills. He's a totally free spirit, which enhances his style of play.
Facing a 7-man front, Morris flings it deep. Wide open is Chapman, and he's got it at the 30. The drive stays alive. Busted coverage way down the field. And CMU all of a sudden in business.
Well, there's Chapman finding a chink in the armor of that Wyoming defense. And, you know, credit Shane Morris for finding his receiver deep down the field between the hash marks. He just launches a bomb for a huge completion.
It's a gain of 43. Morris to the end zone and out of bounds. Oh, this is what Central Michigan has done most of this season. Comeback wins against Western Michigan, also Northern Illinois. Tom, they trailed 17-0 against Northern Illinois in their final regular season game, only to come back and steal the win.
That's a good point. They've kept it close, Roy. You know, when you let teams hang around, stay in the ball game. I just want to know who's checking up on Andrew Wingert, making sure he's not going down double black diamond runs. I want to know that. Does a coach go up with him?
That's insane. The double blacks are double scary. Poljan straight ahead. And the backup quarterback, just a redshirt freshman. Lucky to get back to the line.
Well, and Roy, the Chippewas have had a tough time tonight rushing the football. Only 25 total yards on the ground, and on the flip side, Shane Morris, 18 of 29, 255 yards, 1 TD, 3 costly interceptions. But you know what? He's hung in, and he's battled, and he's shown great resilience tonight.
Got to be 4-down territory here, 3rd and long. From the 28, here's Morris. Flushed again, ball came out, heavy pressure, and it's picked up by the Cowboys. The Wyoming defense comes through again and returned for the touchdown by who else? Carl Branderson.
Recovery by Colton Donovan for a Wyoming touchdown.
The first team all Mountain West Conference performer has come through in the clutch all season long. He does it again.
Well, Yofana Gaffan, the defensive tackle, number 93, who's all everything as well, just busts through the middle of the line, and he just blasts Shane Morris. He blasts him. Gaffan inside. They run a little stunt, runs a little TE, and he comes around and really takes the place of Granderson, and then Granderson just keeps chugging, picks up the loose ball, and runs 58 yards for the score.
Carl Granderson was a wide receiver in high school. He weighed about 180 pounds, soaking wet. Cowboys took a chance, brought him in. He's added about 75 pounds of good weight. And off to the races. Another turnover as the Pokes cash in yet again.
Hello, I'm an Idaho potato farmer. You've probably seen me running all over the country in search of our big Idaho potato truck. But not anymore. I'm done with that. Ha! Just going to stay home on the farm, eat a beautiful Idaho potato, and watch TV with my dog.
The big Idaho potato truck pulled into town today, and it's really a sight to see.
Oh, man. Let's go.
You coming, boy?
When my hair gets too long, I lose my edge. But when my cut's right, I'm back to being me. I speak fluent French. Garbage. Chaise lounge. Au revoir.
Get back to greatness. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
When you've crossed Fruit of the Loom off your list, you know your holiday shopping is complete. It's time to celebrate.
Celebrate! Holiday! So sometimes celebrate. Just one day out of life. It would be so nice to celebrate.
At Coors, cold counts. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold for a cleaner, crisper taste. Because our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I wrote you a love note without writing a single word.
This holiday, create a gift from the heart that could only come from the Pandora Boutique at Jared. A world of Pandora, including exclusive pieces designed just for Jared. Ready to be mixed, matched, and stacked with help from Jared's own Pandora expert. The one gift that speaks volumes you'll both treasure forever. That's why he went to Jared.
Raiders-Eagles in the Monday Night Football season finale on Christmas night.
Coach, what could be better than this? We get to unwrap the best present of all.
Raiders-Eagles, Monday, 8:15 Eastern on ESPN.
Are you ready?
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
Well, the Cowboys have done it with defense. They forced a school record 7 turnovers earlier this year against New Mexico. 6 so far today, 3 fumbles, 3 interceptions. And it really has been the difference in this game against Central Michigan here in Boise. The defense has been too powerful.
Well, maybe Wyoming's defense took it personal. They finished second in caused turnovers behind CMU on the year during the regular season, but boy, they've really brought it out today. I thought Scotty Hazelton, great plan on defense and just, you know, a lot of great hustle plays as well.
Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Carl Granderson, one of the top defensive linemen in the Mountain West, is anchored this Cowboys defense this year. The reason Wyoming's won 7 games, little Josh Allen when healthy.
Block in the back. Number 32 of the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
And a defense that has just been sensationally consistent as well.
Yeah, all year long. You know, they came into the game. Roy, you know, allowing less than 18 points per game, put them at 13th in the country, allowing only 14 so far today. And, you know, that last series, though, it was a 2-score game. And CMU's driving, and then you see the impact of what Carl Granderson and Johanna Gaffon can do to an offense. They just wrecked CMU's offense.
I think that's a good word to describe it. Morris back in at quarterback. Appeared to be shaken up momentarily. That last play, the scoop and score. Romello Ross is in the backfield this time. And Morris buying some time. Pass is caught. Cooper grabs it. That's a first down ahead to the 20. So 11 minutes remaining. Snow is coming down. And the Cowboys ready to celebrate what they hope will be their 8th win of the season. CMU needs a lot of help in a hurry. Off of play action, looking for Willis. A hard hit. And he short-armed that attempted reception. Epps was closing quickly.
The temperature has dropped, making it a little more difficult just to throw and catch. Wyoming, though, they have been tough. They are continuing to just send pressure at Shane Morris. He hasn't had an easy throw yet today.
You used a great word to describe the Cowboys secondary earlier this year, and I think the word you used was sticky. These guys, they're just all over you in guarding your receivers and tight ends. And tonight, I think they've been that again. Conklin on the crossing pattern. Near side and approaching midfield, ushered out there. So a nice pickup will keep the drive alive, give them 29 yards. But the secondary for the Cowboys has been a difference maker in the Mountain West Conference. and for the most part tonight in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl as well.
Well, in that time, Shane Morris had some time to throw. Conklin came across the entire formation on a crossing route, and nice throw and catch. But yeah, there's tight windows.
Deep ball incomplete, and Willis in the area. Epps was tracking that one down like he was the intended target.
Well, I was giving Scotty Hazelton a hard time because, you know, in their program and all their literature, they say, oh, yeah, you were a Tampa 2 team. Well, he might have played like 3 snaps at Tampa 2 the whole season, because I'm like, listen, coach, I'm watching film. You're in like man free. You're in some match. You're in some different, you know, zone blitz schemes. I never see you play Tampa 2. He started laughing. He goes, well, we'll run a snap or 2 of it at least.
Just to give him the look. That was Gafford that nearly picked it off. Meanwhile, Ross stacked up at the 50. And nowhere to run. Josiah Hall create a tackle for loss on that play. They lose a yard.
You know, it's kind of scary too. Wyoming's they're a pretty young team, and I do think they have to find someone to replace Josh Allen. That's going to be the biggest void of maybe any, well, one of, you know, 3 or 4 teams in the FBS level, finding guys that replace those #1 draftable quarterbacks. There's going to be a few of them.
Chippewas 3 of 9 on 3rd down. Morris pressured. Granderson got there after the scoop and score moments ago. Another sack for big number 91. He's got nearly 10 this year.
Well, and what makes Granderson so good, he's long, he's fast, and he just has a motor that just keeps coming, right? A relentless pursuit to the quarterback, and right there you just see him just keep driving. Great leg drive, great angle. He's able to get around the tackle and then make the hit on Morris.
The 10th tackle for loss tonight for the Cowboys defense. Sheldon gets it away. And from inside the 15, a short return across the 20. 42-yard punt, a 6-yard return, and the big story today, the return of Josh Allen off the AC sprain. 3 first-half touchdowns for one of the top quarterbacks in the nation.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like pre-shaken sodas, having their seat kicked on an airplane, being rammed by a shopping cart, sitting in gum, and walking into a glass door. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV and for a limited time get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
What makes the new DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza different than delivery?
Pan, 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 pan.
Pan, pan,
You bake it fresh in its own pan, giving our new DiGiorno pizza a crispy, caramelized crust. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
I asked as a mother, set my boy free.
$17 million to release him.
I don't have any money.
Your father-in-law has all the money in the world.
How much would you pay to release your grandson?
Nothing.
I'm fighting an empire.
We have to show we're willing to walk away.
I can't walk away. He's my son, and I'll stop at nothing to bring him home.
All the money in the world. Christmas Day. Rated R.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
For all that you are. The Forevermark Tribute Collection. Forevermark. Beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced.
From ABC and ESPN, share the incredible gift of sport on Christmas Day.
A wonderful time of year for so many different sports here on the ESPN networks. And back in Boise, the snow is coming down, and the Cowboys getting ready to celebrate It appears to be their 8th win this season, 37-14, the lead over Central Michigan. Here at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Tom Ramsey, Alex Cortree, and Roy Philpott on hand. We hope you've enjoyed it. More bowl games headed your way the rest of this weekend. First down handoff. Straight ahead for a gain of 2. So I ask you this, Mr. Quarterback Expert. Game appears to be in hand. Josh Allen's going to be a top prospect next April's draft, we believe, if he declares, and we expect him to. Why put him back out there with 8.5 minutes left when you feel like you're going to win the game, or is it not over?
Why not? Hey, the best is yet to come. I want to see him play. I love watching him play.
Well, we know he wants to be on the field, but he's also
you bet
got an NFL future to think about as well. At 6'5", 240, and a cannon for a right arm. Handoff over Street after a 2-yard gain, stacked up at the line.
Well, and you bring up a good point, Roy. I think, did his stock go up today? Did it go down? I think, without question,
it went up.
It went way up. Yeah, his competitive desire, and we talked to Coach Bowl yesterday, but I talked to him again on the field, and I said, Coach, I'm just so happy he's playing for you. He said, Tom, I mean, it just shows what a competitive player he is, what a great teammate he is, and that's what the scouts want to know.
They called it a mutual decision for Allen to play in this game, and Coach Bowl told us in a very emotional way, I wanted to coach Josh Allen one more game. And that's all we really needed to hear and understand on how much the player has meant to Wyoming football and how much Craig Bowl thinks of his star quarterback. It was powerful.
Well, and you got to remember, the man who knows is Coach Bowl, because remember, he developed and graduated Carson Wentz. And these two are very comparable, these two quarterbacks.
Flushed out of the pocket. Pass is ruled incomplete. A diving attempt out of bounds. Conway tried to drag his left foot on the blue turf, but could not do it. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, and it was close, too. He was racing left. We've seen Josh Allen. We know what he can do when he rolls right. But when he rolls left, again, the ball comes out. And it comes out with great spin, great velocity. And, I thought it was close. I mean, it's great to see the snow coming down, too. He can throw in the elements, too, can't he?
And that's important at the next level. If you go to Cleveland or somewhere else.
New England.
Perhaps.
You got it. All paths go through New England. But I think tonight, Josh Allen has been the rising star we expected.
Washington, Penn State, December 30th at 4 on ESPN.
Critics are calling Father Figures a great Christmas comedy.
Yes.
I won't rest until we find our dad.
I'm getting good energy here.
He taxidermied a chipmunk.
Father Figures, rated R.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Gucci guilty.
The final days of Toyotathon are counting down with a great selection of our most popular models, like the adventurous RAV4, well-equipped Corolla, sporty new 2018 Camry, and more. And that means huge year-end savings for a very short time.
Like 0% financing or $1,000 cash back on a new 2018 RAV4, or a $219 a month lease on a RAV4 LE. That's just $219 a month.
This is short too.
Toyota, let's go places.
For over 70 years, we've been passionate about being the best. This week, experience the excitement of the Moses BMW Holiday Celebration. Right now, receive a holiday credit of up to $2,000 on a 2017 BMW X3 xDrive 28i, or a holiday credit of up to $3,000 on a 2017 BMW 328i xDrive, and APRs as low as 0.9% on select BMW models. Don't miss this once-a-year opportunity for exceptional value, only at Moses BMW of St. Albans.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, brought to you by Famous Idaho Potatoes. Always look for the Grown in Idaho seal.
Now, 'tis the season for bowl games. 3 more headed your way tomorrow. Starting first at noon Eastern, Texas Tech takes on USF in the Birmingham Bowl. 3:30 San Diego State versus Army. The Black Knights in the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Then at 7, App State and Toledo, the MAC champs. Headed your way, the Dollar General Bowl. All 3 games available, of course, on the ESPN app. Cooper, the intended receiver. CMU taking over as Logan Wilson does his job, and Josh Allen has done his job as well tonight. Left high school without any scholarship offers.
I'm sorry, Roy, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, went the junior college route. Yeah. Wyoming defense has been sensational tonight as well. Started sending out emails across the country to every single FBS head coach. Hey, would you consider me? Here's my film. Here's a link to my highlights. I want to play for you. The only school that answered was Wyoming, and Craig Bowl. Coach Bowl flew down to see Josh Allen and his family, his mother LaVon, and also his father Joel, and he said, we're going to make you the face of our program. It took some time for it to happen, but it finally did in the last 2 years. Suffered some injuries along the way, but what a story and what a ride it has been. Number 17 in brown and gold. Morris's pass incomplete. And on 3rd down, the Pokes defense will force another punt. And you love the fact, too, Allen talks about his coach. Coach talks about Allen. They both, get a little lump in their throat at times. So you know how much they mean to each other, which is great when you talk about collegiate athletics.
They're passionate, and they love football. And you know, when you love the game and you're passionate about the game, as the Chippewas are going for it here on 4th down at midfield, it's a wonderful thing to see, but a lot of good things happen when you love the game.
Winger drifts back after attacking the line. Pass will be brought in down at the 35. So bobbling for a moment was Conklin. Finally corralled it. That'll move the chains on 4th down, a gain of 18.
Tell you what, that guy's going to play on Sundays too, and he's going to have a nice long career. Tyler Conklin, a former Division II basketball player, kind of got burned out on the hard court, and what a great move for him to come over and play at Central Michigan, and just shows great athleticism and just great hands.
Morris, Conklin again, a hard hit out of bounds. The pass was reeled in for positive yardage. Tyler Hall laying the wood after the 9-yard pickup. But Conklin, you mentioned it, played Division II basketball at Northwood. Now his 2nd reception in as many plays, and he is an absolute load. He also broke his foot on the first play in the first drill of preseason camp. Thought he was going to miss the season. Came back after surgery and an injury that typically keeps an athlete out for 6 months. He was brought back after 5 games. So the end zone pass is going to be picked off. Intercepted. Marcus Epps got there. And that'll just about do it. And Josh Allen knows it.
Boy, again, the defense with their 7th turnover of the game. That's their 4th interception. Marcus Epps playing center field, just making a great play on the ball. The ball got away again from Shane Morris, thrown into double coverage there, going to Chapman, the other playmaker. And, listen, it's been Wyoming's defense and Josh Allen tonight for the Pokes.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men's.
Get ready for the wildlife.
A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing.
That one, Daddy. It's beautiful.
I'm the world's greatest Douglas fir. I'm the perfect shape. I'm the perfect color. My scent, like making love to a lumberjack. But halfway home, my twine gets loose. And your cut rate insurance might not pay for this. So get Allstate, where you can save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this? Can you add a vacuum to that order?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
At Taco Bell, the dollar gets you access to more. Like the new $1 stacker with lavish layers of seasoned beef and melty cheese. But how can all these layers only cost $1? Something's not stacking up. Is the $1 stacker reserved for a secret society? Or just anyone with $1? The answer is yes.
We need to get going. Where is he with the presents?
It's the same every year. He always leaves it to the last minute. Oh, ho, ho!
About time.
Red Bull!
And us?
Yes, Santa! What about us?
Oh, you should be happy. From now on, you get Christmas off. Red Bull gives me wings.
And up next, the young man whose FIFA 18 move sent the world into a spin.
Rated E for everyone.
Xbox One, starting at $199.
Back at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Score tells the story. Tom Ramsey, Roy Philpott, Alex Cordry. Snow is coming down in Boise, Idaho. And a competitive game is given way to a blowout after the scoop and score by Carl Branderson to start our fourth quarter. Josh Allen remains under center for the Pokes. The first down give straight ahead, a short pickup. We'll send you back to the studio. Adnan Virk has more for you. Adnan.
All right, Roy, thank you very much. Just want to remind everybody that over on ESPN2, Trae Young has been absolutely outstanding for Oklahoma. He and the Sooners are taking on Northwestern college basketball action right now on the Deuce. And after our game, it'll be NBA Countdown. Then James Harden, the Houston Rockets, are going to start another lengthy win streak, this time without Chris Paul. They have been fabulous so far. See what they can do against the Clippers. Roy, back to you and Tom.
Thank you very much, my friend. Trae Young has been beyond dynamic for the Sooners thus far. He's got a little Steph Curry in him. Unlimited range. Likes to attack the rim. Undersized, but has been sensational. Meanwhile, the Rockets are focused on Golden State. Now, don't forget, New Year's Day, we'll have the college football playoff semifinals right here on ESPN. Number 3, Georgia. Second-ranked Oklahoma. Start things off in the Rose Bowl at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 Pacific. That's live from Pasadena. Then number 4, Alabama. Top-ranked Clemson from the All-State Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Both games also streaming live on the ESPN app. The trilogy between the Tigers and Crimson Tide. And how about Georgia's defense against Baker Mayfield? We got a lot of sellable components of both of those games.
Oh, great matchups. Yeah. You know, Baker Mayfield, whether you like him or you don't like him, and I've been hot and cold on him. I think he's a spectacular college football player. I'm really curious how his ability to just extend plays transcends to the next level, and it will. I just don't know. You know, right now it's in no particular order of the top 3. Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Sam Darnold. And I think all those 3 players are interchangeable within the top 5 picks of the NFL draft. If I was choosing, those three, I would pick Josh Allen. Josh Allen would be my first pick. Then it's really Baker Mayfield and then Mason Rudolph. Those 5 players are really top players.
Surprise Allen still on the field. Backside pressure there. Yields a 4th down, and that may be the last pass we see Josh Allen throw in a Cowboys uniform. But, hey, give him credit. He wants to play with his brothers. He's done it tonight. And he's done it at a high level, especially in the first 2 quarters.
Well, that was important to him. And they had a rocky start early this season. And again, not having the weapons offensively. Lost, of course, Jake Hollister now with the Patriots. Tanner Gentry with the Bears. Brian Hill with the Cincinnati Bengals. And a few others. And you know, Roy, just, you know, they really missed that run game. And that's Craig Bowles' offensive philosophy, right? They really are a balanced team usually, but they really had to rely more on Josh Allen. And I thought Brent Vegan said something that was so interesting yesterday. He said, listen, the frustrations mounted this year because we had high expectations. And, you know, if you're a Pokes fan, you kind of go, wow, you know, yeah, we did have high expectations, as you should.
Coming off a division championship last year, Zaleski gets it away. Chapman from his 46. And a nice move, ushered out short of the 45, but in plus territory. It's a 9-yard return on a 34-yard punt. Time winding down here. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Well, and I credit Wyoming AD Tom Berman for locking up Craig Bowl through 2023. He fits Wyoming.
Well,
Craig Bowl.
No doubt, no doubt. And the one thing he told us leading into this game, highest compliment you can pay us is to call us a program. We didn't want to be flash in the pan. This is only the 2nd time in school history the Pokes have reached bowl games in back-to-back years. And they're not, and that's exactly what he's building. His brand is being established. The Cowboys program.
Can't really see what happens here. We're trying really kind of just can't tell exactly what happened there. It appeared to be, I thought it was a legal play. I don't know if Coach Bowl thought differently, but there's definitely some discussion down there on the field among the injured players.
I want to make sure we understand who is injured as well. 23 for the Pokes. Blue turf is hard. That's something that these Wyoming players talked with us about this week. It's one thing to be a different color, but the actual turf itself doesn't have a lot of bounce to it like a lot of other artificial surfaces do. So after the extended delay,
Tim Kamana, who's a senior, was the injured player. He's up now, walking around.
That's a good sign.
Honolulu, yeah.
You hate to end on an injury.
Boy, the defense sure did do a great job today. 7 turnovers, 4 picks, 3 fumble recoveries, 5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss, a scoop and score by Carl Granderson. What more can you do, defense?
Poljan, the quarterback, redshirt freshman, will take over the starting reins next year. Shane Morris will move on. Michigan transfer did all he could this year for CMU and had a fine end to his collegiate career. Poljan's going to give this team some different options. The 6'7" pocket presence, big body, can run it a little bit. Mentioned that BC game earlier this season, led CMU in receiving. He's basically the Chippewas offense as Conklin watches that pass sail out of bounds. Now, fans, make sure you tune in to ESPN3 for the postgame trophy ceremony presented by Capital One. That comes up as soon as we are done.
Our own Alex Cordry gets to be the host down on the field.
With the snow coming down, I might add, Alex. We hope you stay warm down there. And we're sure that you will. The Cowboys call a timeout. 4:21 remaining. 3rd and 3 coming up. And I love the bold commentary you gave us, and you've said it now twice. If you had the #1 pick, if you were potentially the Cleveland Browns, you need a quarterback. Sean Kaiser's done a nice job, but if you had the #1 pick, you're taking Allen, as in Josh Allen, over Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, or anyone else.
I am, and a big reason, Roy, I'm picking up is the elements are starting to come into this game, right? And if we were here another hour or two, let's say the game was kicking off right now, you might have a couple inches of snow on the ground. I know Josh Allen, he's played in snow games. He's played in windy games. He's played in rainy games. He has survived the elements, and not that, you know, Rosen and Darnold out on the left coast have not played in those kinds of elements, but they haven't seen it much.
It matters.
And it does matter, especially when you're watching the NFL Patriots and Steelers get after it last Sunday, and it's cold and it's sleeting.
Well, it's
and
playoff
it's rain,
football,
and
right?
It's playoff football.
Yeah.
And you got to make plays in inclement weather. And, you know, on the East Coast, having played on the East Coast and playing with the Patriots, the wind on the East Coast, the northeaster, when the northeast weather rolls in, you better buckle up.
Corey Willis on 4th down. Chippewas 3 for 3 tonight on 4th down. Keep the drive alive.
I don't need to tell the people in Buffalo a few weeks ago, you know, that's the lake effect, right? All of a sudden they have a foot of snow on the field. I'm like, oh, I remember those days.
Fun to talk about, maybe not as fun to play in. Poljan, redshirt freshman, springs ahead. And tripped up crossing the 25. Central Michigan with 1 timeout remaining. Cowboys with 1 as well. Approaching 3 to play.
Well, remember what the bowl game brings, right? The host city. We talked about it early on in the broadcast. The student athletes, it's a great time for them to visit another area of the country maybe they haven't visited before. They do community service, which I love. And Central Michigan visited a couple hospitals. They visited children's wards and oncology wards and a VA hospital on top of that.
Poljan fumbled the football. Cowboys take over. 8 turnovers forced by this defense, a new school record. And Jalen Ortiz corralled it. That play, a microcosm of this bowl game.
And the 8 turnovers and how important the defense was, a little bit of a microcosm for Wyoming's season, because I thought the defense held them in pretty much every game. And even the games they lost, they battled, but they had a great plan. Ball did come out, and who was it? It was Andrew Wingert. They call him Dewey.
The downhill skier. The fearless one. Showing no self-preservation in any play in his Wyoming career. Creates yet another big play, and Allen in at quarterback yet again. The Cowboys fans making their presence felt. Well, it hasn't come easy at times, but for Josh Allen, what should be the final play of his Wyoming career, he'll go out on top one more time, and he is our Capital One player of the game, and rightfully so.
Very nice. Nicely done by Wyoming and Coach Craig Bowl. Nice show of respect, player and coach.
Straight ahead on the handoff, Nick Smith checking in, who got a couple of starts late this year due to Allen's injury, and he's going to give his coaching staff a lot to think about in the offseason. He certainly grew up a lot. He didn't have the kind of production that he would have liked, but just a junior. He'll be a senior next year. We'll see if anything changes on the recruiting front. You never know about grad transfers, Tom. You can change the complexion of a program quickly, especially bringing in the right quarterback.
You really can. And you know, we saw it this year throughout almost every conference we worked. Grad transfers really showed up big, and it's interesting how they get to certain places that they might have known a coach, or someone might have been familiar with their high school coach in their old hometown, and they've said, hey, you know, Philpott was just here. He's over at, XYZ University. Oh, I didn't know he was running his offense there. And the next thing you know, the player shows up on the doorstep of a program, and it does change the complexion quickly, though. And I like that. I like having that aspect.
It's a little different, but certainly makes things more exciting. As the Gatorade bath is just about set to begin, and why not have Josh Allen lead that charge? Injured Chippewa on the field, short of the 20. We'll check who he is. You never like to see a bowl game in with more injuries. Well, SportsCenter headed your way later tonight after the Warriors-Lakers on ESPN. Rachel Nichols will talk to Steph Curry and also Kevin Durant about their quest for another championship, plus injuries, ejections, and their relationship. Also, the Rockets try to continue a new winning streak against the Clippers. They'll do it without Chris Paul. And the latest on Josh Allen as Mel Kiper Jr. weighs in on his performance here tonight. Michael Steinhauer, the injured Chippewas, he's helped off the field. Well, a lot to talk about, and Josh Allen's going to have scouts and GMs and talking heads talking over the course of the next couple of months with this performance. Didn't need him much in the second half, but his first 6 completions, 3 went for touchdowns, and he looked the part of a top 10 selection.
Well, I don't think he let anybody down, Roy. We got to see his family today in the hotel lobby before we came over to the game today. They were excited as, Christmas Day, right? They're like, but they love watching him play, which I love that. The parents are there, uncles, aunts, grandfathers, brothers, sisters. I mean, it's a family affair for the Allens. Oh, they finally got Coach Bowl with the water bucket. Who was it? Josh Allen with the score. But he has meant a lot to this program, and they got him good.
Oh, Craig Bowl crafty.
Pretty quick on his feet.
I thought so as well. Final play, that's going to do it. The Cowboys will win the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, led by Josh Allen. What a performance it was, and an incredible defense, forcing 8 turnovers. A new school record in the final score, 37-14 over Central Michigan.
Hey, Josh.
We send you down to the field, and Alex Cordry with the star of the show, Josh Allen. Alex.
Thank you, Roy. Josh, what is it like for you to return to action today and help lead the Cowboys to victory?
It's everything I dreamt about, Hats off to Central Michigan. That's a good football team right there. We came out, we just wanted it more. Our defense played phenomenal. They've been doing it all season. We trusted our coaches. It just feels great how we executed today.
Why was this important to you to play in this bowl game?
Man, coming only from one scholarship offer, Coach Bowl and Coach Vegan, they believed in me. When I came out of junior college, I felt like I owed them at least one more game here. Football's a part of me. If I'm not playing it, I'm not me. So I got to be on the field at all times because I love this team, I love this game, and I love the Cowboys.
Josh, you say you love this game. How do you best put into words what it's like for you to think about your future and playing in the NFL?
It's, like I said, I've dreamt about it. Hey, good job, 83. I've dreamt about it ever since I was a little kid, being an NFL quarterback. I guess you should let him. Oh, shit. Dreamt about it ever since I was a little kid. I'm sorry for profanity, but, it's an awesome feeling. We're so close, but I want to enjoy this with my guys right now.
Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex.
Guys.
Alex, thank you very much. An emotional Josh Allen celebrating the bowl victory here in Boise. The final score 37-14. We thought he was a top 10 pick. He played like one tonight, by golly.
And he talks like one, too. I'm impressed. He played for the right reasons. He played with his teammates, his brothers. He trusted the process, his coaches. And what does it net out? It nets out a win, and his stock continues to soar.
Big-time victory for the Pokes here in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. What a week it was for Wyoming. And their first win in school history on the blue turf of Albertson Stadium, and it comes at the exact perfect time. Well, coming up next, NBA Countdown presented by Mountain Dew. For Tom Ramsey and Alex Cordry, I'm Roy Philpott saying good night from Boise, Idaho, where the Cowboys defeat Central Michigan 37-14.